It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to Fenway Park in Boston. It is fall here as the Parkers, the scarfs, the jackets have all been out on the streets of Boston today, and it'll be a cool night here at Fenway Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. These teams wrap up their season series. It has been all about the Red Sox over the Orioles so far. Red Sox are trying to set a franchise mark tonight with the most wins ever. If they can get a victory, it would be their 106th. No Red Sox team has ever done that in history. For the Orioles, it's a continuation of taking a look at the young players and what's it going to look like when they get to spring training next year. Unfortunately for Breivik Valera, he is not going to be playing the rest of the way. He's been given a chance at second base, but in the ball game yesterday against the Yankees, it went right and then it went wrong. In the fifth inning, Valera would pick up his first major league triple, bouncing this one off the wall, got away from McCutchen. He goes in. However, when he tried to score, a fractured finger on the head-first slide got it caught right in the shin guard of Gary Sanchez. So he is out. The opportunity to develop more gone. In comes Wilkerson to play at second base. What does he do? Takes over for Valera, makes an outstanding play. So as Buck Showalter says, when one goes down, it's an opportunity for somebody else. And that's what happened there. That's tough. It's tough for young players, Jim, like Valera in this situation, because they really wanted to have a chance to finish the year out.
Well, it really is. And I think obviously when you trade Manny Machado, because Valera, Breivik was one of those players they got in return. But I think they saw him enough. They know he can play shortstop. He can play second base. He's a contact guy. That triple you talked about was his first extra base hit for the Orioles this year. Contact guy, probably a better hitter from the left side. But again, we saw Steve Wilkerson. He played really well on Friday, made some outstanding plays down at third base. You saw him at second base. So again, sometimes the lost opportunity for Valera is going to be a good opportunity for him. We'll get to see him here at Fenway Park because, again, when you're trying to get better and you're trying to see how your young players are doing, whether it's John Means, who just got called up as a left-handed pitcher who may start, boy, you take care of the opportunity, and we'll see Wilkerson because it looks like he's got a little bit of talent.
And the Orioles will keep a very close eye on tonight's starter, Dylan Bundy. He hopes he has gotten things turned around and can have another good start.
Well, he's already pitched against the Red Sox 4 times, and he hasn't been able to win. But then again, the Orioles are, 2-14 against the Red Sox. But he's got a different changeup he's using. And the other thing is, if you know Dylan Bundy, he's not happy being, 8-15, on a team that's lost 110 games. They've gotten him probably more runs than they have any other starting pitcher. But the home runs, 38, have hurt him. So he's trying to get better. He's worked on using his front side. So this is a guy, even probably with 2 more starts to go, Gary, trying to make the adjustments to be better in 2019. He's going to be on the ball club. He doesn't like to lose, and I would not be surprised if he pitches well tonight because I think he's going to do a great job.
All right, we'll get a chance to see him. Dylan Bundy will be going, the starter for the Orioles here at Fenway Park. Eovaldi will be on the other side. Now, he's going to have one of those short starts tonight as they get him ready for the postseason. We'll see how far he goes into the game. Is brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide, that's transparency. And by Royal Farms. Pick up your ROFO rewards card today at any Royal Farms to save on gas and to start earning points for free stuff. Details in store. Fall night here at Fenway as we get set to go in the first of three. Cody Carroll on hand for the Orioles, the right-hander working out of the bullpen out of Southern Miss. Before his freshman year, he had Tommy John surgery, so he pitched 3 seasons, even though he was there for 4. Those are the numbers in college where he was a starter. 8 and 7, a 3.50 ERA. Yankees picked him 22nd round in 15, and he right now is with the Baltimore Orioles, hoping to help fill out in that bullpen. The 18th former Golden Eagle to play in the MLB. And how's it going with the Orioles so far? Here's what he said today.
It's a great opportunity for all the young guys here. So I was trying to showcase what you can do for next year.
What do you want to do? Where are you in your career as to what you'd like to be doing come next season?
Hopefully next season I come in obviously ready for spring training and make the team out of camp and hopefully be back into the bullpen guy.
Rather than, how about as a starting role ever or continue to cross your mind as a pitcher?
I did that my first full season in the minors. Started for probably 3/4 of the year and then was moved back to the bullpen.
And you like it there?
I do. I like it a lot.
Why?
I don't know. I kind of got that, I'm going to go out there and give it all I got for that 1 inning mentality. So, I did start in college. It's a different game. You kind of pace yourself. But ever since I switched back, that's kind of been how I've been since I went back to the bullpen.
How surprised were you with the deal?
I was pretty surprised. Nothing came up before anything. It was kind of just like 20 minutes and it was done. And, you're like, well, I guess we're going over there now. But, yeah, it was crazy, because you kind of hear stuff like here and there, get guys thrown around, but it was just quick and done, and then that was it.
What was it like going against the organization on the mound in an Orioles uniform?
It was different for sure, being with all those guys in spring training, and then, I've thrown against them, four times so far, so that's been fun for sure.
What are you working on as a pitcher coming into the off season? What are you going to be looking done?
Clean up my mechanics a little bit. They've been a little off here the last probably month or so. Just clean those up. Just continue to work on command of all pitches.
You are tall. Do you find that what we keep talking about, that height does matter with mechanics?
Yeah, I would think so. You got a little more moving parts, I would think, being a little taller than everybody else. But that's just part of it, and you just got to figure out what works for you.
The organization and the ball club, it's been interesting to see all these young players obviously come along. What do you see?
It has. It's been fun. You can definitely see glimpses from everybody, just what they can do up here. And I think it's showing here in the past about week and a half.
Cody, last question. Is there any limitation now for the rest of the year on what you do? I mean, are you set to just pitch as much as needed?
Yeah, should be. I mean, I threw close to 80 innings last year, so I don't think I'm anywhere close to that, so I should be good to go for the rest of the year.
And there is Cody Carroll, and available to pitch tonight.
Yeah, well, we saw him in New York, and I think what happens is Zach Britton goes to New York, so obviously they get somebody that knows what he's doing. He's got a lot of experience. Cody Carroll, they get a guy that's raw, has skills, has to hone them at this level. Got a great arm. Yeah, has to work on the secondary pitches, the slider, the split. But that's what he talked about. That's what you go in the off season and you do your conditioning. He stayed healthy, and then you take your chances of making the ball club and having an impact arm, because he does have that. He has a good arm.
We may get a chance to see him here in this series. Take a look at our game time temperature, brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. It is a very cool 55 degrees. Pretty brisk breeze blowing in from center right towards home plate. Humidity at 65%. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide, that's transparency. Mullins, Mancini, and VR. Jones, Stewart, and Beckham. Nunez, Wilkerson, and Caleb Joseph. Renato Nunez over the last 8, a very hot bat.
And take a look at Nathan Eovaldi. I mean, power arm. They get him from Tampa Bay. You know, he's had a couple of Tommy Johns. It's a great story. He's even pitching. You can see the cutter. You know, he throws in the upper 90s, and then he's got the cutter for movement. He's got the curveball, the slider, the splitter. He's got all the pitches. So he comes over and he really pitches well early, and then, you know, in his first 2 starts, he's outstanding. In fact, doesn't give up a run in 15 innings, only 7 hits, and then all of a sudden he struggles. Pedro Martinez, along with, you know, Dana Lavaggi, they make some changes, try to shorten his stride so he can get over, bring the ball down in the zone. And Gary, you know, you talked about that he would kind of be what, a 2 innings, maybe 3 innings at the most,
or more.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly capable of pitching in the 7th or 8th inning. But I think when you have Price and when you have Sale and you have Porcello, and your bullpen is struggling 7th and 8th inning, he, along with Eduardo Rodriguez, who we'll see later in this game, they're going to be the guys that pitch like Houston did last year, where they use some of their starters, whether it's Charlie Morton or Lance McCullers, to get a lot of key outs in the postseason.
Yeah, that's what the decision's going to be. And the pitch will be taken by Cedric Mullins for a strike on the outside corner. Cedric, the Orioles switch hitter, with a very fine .268 average. He's gone 2 for 2 off Eovaldi. Right-hander's delivery away. Alex Cora was non-committal right before the game on how long he wants Eovaldi to pitch. It could be 2, it could be 6. He said he wants to, in his term, was piggyback the 2 pitchers, Rodriguez and Eovaldi, the 2 guys being considered for the bullpen for the postseason. So we'll see. He's just going to kind of feel that out. The Red Sox first-year manager, is how it goes here in this ballgame.
Well, he's coming off an 83 pitch outing, and that was 6 innings. Now before that, 86 and only 3 1/3. So he struggled a little bit.
Chopped down to first base. Eovaldi will cover. He gets the good angle. Steve Pearce, the former Oriole, on the flip.
Well, take a look at the Red Sox defense, and it's a good one. Benintendi in left, Bradley Jr. Never won a Gold Glove, but plays like it. Betts has, you know, won it the last 2 years. Devers, Bogarts, Holt, who's been red. I mean red hot with the bat. We all know Steve Pearce played for the Orioles on occasions, and then Christian Vasquez, heard earlier, but back. Very good defensive catcher behind the plate for the Sox.
Red Sox are ranked 3rd in overall defense in the American League. They are tied for having committed the 2nd fewest errors in the league. Here is Trey Mancini. Mancini's got a 3-game hit streak coming into the ball game. For Trey, he's hit .238 against the Red Sox this year, and he's going to add to it with a base hit to left field.
Yeah, you know, you start looking at Trey's numbers, and you know, this scoring position number, which he was so good at last year, has been down all year, and that's probably going to stay. But the batting average, you know, he wants to hit .250, and if he has a good last week, that'll be 7 games against the Red Sox, and then the Houston Astros. Got a chance to get there pretty easily. Now
that happens to be the number Jimmy's hitting in September.
Yeah, exactly. So he's on a mission. You know, nobody wants to hit under .250.
So he's on with the Orioles base hit. That will bring up VR. Orioles switch hitting shortstop, where he is starting again. And VR has faced Eovaldi only once. He is 0 for 1. Nathan Eovaldi does not have a record against the Orioles this year. He had a very tough outing. Eovaldi against the Orioles gave up 8 runs. Only 4 of them were earned on 10 hits in 2 2/3 innings. He started against the Orioles on August 10, his only start against the Orioles this year. His lifetime mark, 2 wins, no losses, and a 5+ ERA in the 6 starts he's had against the O's. VR waiting on it. He'll put it down the line in left field, and that'll head to the seats and out of play.
Yeah, I didn't do that game. Mike Bordick broadcast that game along with you, but I'm sitting at home watching it and I'm going, and he is coming off, again, those 2 starts where he didn't give up a run. And you know, you pitched 15 innings first time you put on a Red Sox uniform against the Twins and then the Yankees. Everybody said, and I'm watching that game and I'm going, this guy's throwing 96 to 98, and he thinks his best pitch is a cutter. And the Orioles didn't miss it. I mean, it was BP.
And he kept throwing it.
No, he did. So, you know, that's how you give up 10 hits, 8 runs, and even if some are around earned in 2 2/3 innings.
Jonathan VR, runner at first.
Yeah, I mean, even here, you know, Mancini, I mean, he's throwing 96 to 98. What's the pitch he hit in left? A little cutter. Somebody said, boy, that cutter's a great pitch. Well, it's not that great pitch. They're all hitters.
And it may not be for you as a pitcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's not your best pitch.
Yeah, it's usually a kind of pitch that maybe you throw off a really good fastball, and he hasn't. I mean, every pitch he has is above average. You know, what he's had to deal with, talking about Eovaldi, is the injury factor.
He's having a hard time here with Vasquez. That's 3 times they haven't been able to get this down. You really don't want this to be going on in the first inning of a ball game. Figure should be on the same page on this, but they're going to have to talk about it, so they'll do that right here. With the 0-2 count on VR. Jonathan VR, one of the Orioles switch hitters, of course, who has done well from both sides, hitting a .259 right and .276 left-handed. He's had 7 of his 8 home runs from this side of the plate. Not a good year against the Red Sox, hitting only .188. The 0-2 delivery on the way, and whatever they decided works.
Well, that's that little kind of a swerve. You know, he's got the big curveball and then splitter to go with it. So apparently Christian Bass said, okay, let's come out here, get on that same page, and that page worked.
And that will bring up Adam Jones with Mancini on at first base. Jones is 6 for 17 lifetime against Eovaldi. Eovaldi, much better ERA at home than on the road. Road ERA is over 5. ERA here is 2.2. Pitch will be hit towards short. And Bogaerts to Holt. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Dylan Bundy on the mound when we come back. Will guarantee themselves home field advantage for the entire playoffs if they can get it. Their lineup tonight: Betts, Benintendi, Martinez, Bogaerts, and Devers, Pierce, Holt, Vasquez, and Jackie Bradley Jr. Mookie Betts, MVP. Bets are on. Why not with the season he's had?
And look at the numbers against the Orioles. So they, for Dylan Bundy, fastballs, you can see about 7% of the time. Slider's the big one because it's a strikeout pitch. Changeups, going to use a palm ball. He's been working it on. So again, the home runs have been what have gotten him in trouble. That's inflates the ERA, 38 of them. That's the all-time record for the Oriole franchise. But home runs are up, strikeouts are up, and so are Dylan's.
Mookie Betts leads it off, and will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner. Betts, 258 lifetime off Bundy, does have 3 home runs against Dylan. There are lots of home runs against Dylan Bundy, hit by those in the lineup for the Red Sox, down the line, headed to the pole, and it is foul.
Well, the Pesky pole, named after the late Johnny Pesky, played along with Ted Williams. First 3 years in the big leagues, got 200 hits or more. A nice setup guy for the thumper, Ted Williams.
For Betts, the .362 average against the Orioles. That's Pesky. He's had 4 homers, 11 RBIs. Bundy's delivery to him, that'll be foul back. Dillon, of course, against a lineup that is first in almost every offensive category except home runs. They are second to the Yankees. And Dillon, of course, has surrendered a major league leading 38 home runs this year. Mookie Betts with the 0-2 delivery on the way, and Betts will take the pitch up high.
Yeah, so Mookie, best two-strike hitter in baseball at 299. I mean, 299, almost a three hitter. The league average is about 175. Tells you how good he's been this year.
1-2 delivery on a breaking ball. He started to go after it, and it will miss inside.
Best fastball hitter, highest average. The ability to pretty much hit any pitch, especially here at Fenway, out of the ballpark.
2-2 delivery on the way, and he went around, and he is struck out.
Well, that's why we penciled the slider, because when Dylan Bundy's got the slider going, it gives him exactly this result. I mean, you got one of the better fastball hitters. You throw the perfect slider, and the perfect slider has good tilt. It goes down. It's got good location, and then you get your first strikeout.
Bundy with 173 strikeouts in 162 innings. He's got a ratio of 3.5 Ks to each walk surrendered. And here's Andrew Benintendi. Benintendi, left field. Other big numbers against the Orioles, hitting 364 this year against the Orioles. He's had 4 home runs and an amazing 18 RBIs against the Orioles. Benintendi will take the pitch outside. Left-handers have given Bundy problems, hitting 315 against him. For the right-handers at just 230. 2-0 delivery on the way. Benintendi will take it on the outside corner for a strike. Benintendi carries a 308 average against Dillon. And he has had 1 home run off Bundy. 1 delivery, took something off that one, down to 82, but misses outside.
Well, they can do pretty much everything. And again, you know, they're first round draft choice. We talk about who's going to have the #1 pick. I mean, he's the 7th pick in the country out of the University of Arkansas.
On the line, hit it foul.
So he could steal bases. Got a sweet swing. Now, with J.D. Martinez, him hires a hitting instructor. Apparently, he's not happy where his swing is. You never know from the numbers. And when he gets on, he can steal bases. 20 steals, only been caught 3.
Three ball, 2 strike count on Benintendi. Outfield very deep on this left-handed hitter. Bundy's delivery to him, and he will walk him. So a 1-out walk.
I'll take a look at the defense, kind of like the highway. 101 errors on the year. Jones, Mullins, Stewart, the outfield. Jonesy, first time he played left. Nunez, VR, Wilkerson, Mancini, and then Caleb Joseph doing the catching. Boy, do they play well. You would have never known this team had 101 errors. Different faces, though. Wilkerson, great night on Friday. Adam Jones, assists from right field, even though he's playing left tonight. 2 of the last 3 games. Andrioli with a nice catch. And now you got to face J.D. Martinez here in Boston.
Martinez will take the pitch inside. Designated hitter, batting 3rd. MVP candidate, of course, and still a triple crown chance here. Only 6 games left for the Red Sox, counting this one. The Orioles have 7. J.D. Martinez, 1-0 delivery to him. Martinez will foul it back in a good rip. Well, he's up there in leaders in just about everything. Batting average is 2nd to his teammate Betts. 2nd in home runs now to Chris Davis with a K. 1st in RBIs, 3rd in runs, 2nd in hits. He is number 4 in extra base hits on the year. He's taken advantage of Fenway. He's had more home runs at Fenway, 24, than anyone else in their home ballpark. 1 ball, 1 strike count, and he'll hold Benintendi at first base.
Yeah, and Dylan Bundy's certainly aware of that. I mean, the other thing, he's a tough out because he can pretty much hit any pitch you throw, but he can also hit it anywhere you throw. 18 home runs. That leads to major league opposite field home runs, and that's tough to do in this ballpark.
Long way to right center. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to miss inside for a ball.
Yeah, I loved your phrase when Dennis Eckersley, who does the games, as you look at the. I'll let you go to that, and then we'll get back to that.
Our league leaders brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
But when that came in, you said, give me the quote, Martinez, because it's right on.
And it's not an original quote because it came from Red Sox personnel last time we faced them. The MVP in the American League is Mookie Betts, and the MVP of the Boston Red Sox is J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, I mean, he comes over, he gives him a presence. I mean, he was down there helping Benintendi, older, more experienced, even though.
Runner goes. Here's the throw down, and one hopper will go into center. Benintendi will get up, and he will head to third. So a stolen base, an error on Caleb Joseph.
Yeah, so there's steal 21. So a multi-dimensional first pick in the draft, number 7, as we mentioned. Got to flag that ball down. And again, Wilkerson not playing a lot of second base. There's strike 2. But when the ball bounces out, I mean, you got to see where the runner is, because he got a great jump. He's going to steal the base anyway. And there's your extra base. Now all of a sudden, talking about RBIs, get your infield in. Last thing you want to do with J.D. Martinez at the plate.
Martinez has a 3-ball 2-strike count. Infield in, and he went around. So a couple of strikeouts on that good pitch that's breaking down and away sharp.
Yeah, the old slide ball right here, and it's a good one. He's going to talk to himself. He's going to tell you exactly what he says. But again, Beck's down on that same pitch. That's why we circled it, because when Dylan Bunny's got it going, and it's not like he hasn't pitched well against the Red Sox on occasion this year. You know, he had a game back on the 11th of June that was in Baltimore. 8 innings, 3 hits, shut him out. Got a no decision.
Bogaerts looking for an RBI with 2 down. Xander Bogaerts batting cleanup. .310 average against Bundy with a couple of home runs in his career. He's been outstanding in these situations with a runner in scoring position. Bogaerts hitting .340 this year. Swing and a miss, and that pitch right now is deadly and unhittable as Bundy puts another one down and away. Bogaerts, time he got halfway through the swing, that ball was 2 feet away from the end of the bat.
Yeah, Bogaerts, you know, we talked about Betts at 299 with 2 strikes. We're not there, but he's always been a good 2-strike hitter because he makes contact.
Bogaerts, swing and a miss. Again, the 82 off speed delivery.
Well, Gary, you know what you know, you've heard it over the years. What do they say? You try to read the bat. And if you're pitching, if you're catching, and again, you have that, you know, your battery mate, you try to read how they're reacting to your stuff. They're having trouble with his breaking ball because it's that good.
So throw it again.
But make it in a good location.
Like he has, yeah. Runner off third base, 2 down. 1-2 delivery on the way to Bogaerts, and he'll take it down low. The Red Sox have 3 of the top 10 hitters in the American League with runners in scoring position. J.D. Martinez at .392 is 3rd. Bogaerts at .340 is 6th. And Benintendi at .326 is 9th. How do you score a lot of runs? You get them in scoring position, and you have guys who can bring them home.
Well, 288 is the team.
Yeah, they are 2nd in the league. 288. 2 ball, 2 strikes, 2 downs. Xander Bogaerts. Delivery on the way by Bundy down the line in right field. That's going to go as a souvenir as well. So Bogaerts holds it at 2-2. Red Sox with their 105 wins and 51 losses. They are 54 games above 500. That is not a season high. At one point they were 56 games above 500. They've played 12-8 so far in the month of September. 2-2 delivery again, popped him up. That will not be playable and home plate.
Yeah, Bogaerts, I mean, young. He came up in 2013, had to play in that World Series. The Red Sox won their 3rd World Series since 2004. And they moved him to third base. That didn't work, but he was hurt last year. This is his best year ever. Maybe not the highest average, but as far as driving the ball, 21 home runs. Last year had a wrist problem that worked out all winter in Arizona. He got ready for this season.
And Bogaerts will go towards third base. That will be cut off by Nunez, and a good job by Bundy. He's out of it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a base runner left on at third. No score.
Yeah, for Nathan Eovaldi. So again, I mean, and that's in, and of course, when he comes over in August, the first 2 games, 15 innings, no run. So he really struggled. Oriole game had something to do with that. Pedro Martinez, you know, along with Lavangi, their pitching coach, they make some changes, work on the stride, and all of a sudden the numbers go down. And again, I don't know. Maybe he'll start if they get to the championship series, because he might need more than 3 starters. But he's going to be in their bullpen. I'd be very shocked if he wasn't.
DJ Stewart will lead it off for the Orioles, getting the start in right field. Got a 5-game hit streak coming in. The pitch away. Dave Dombrowski, the GM of the Red Sox, over the weekend talked about the bullpen. He said everybody's worried about it. I'm not. He said we're going to get Matt Barnes back, and he's very effective. We're putting our knuckleball starter, Stephen Wright, into the bullpen. He said he's as good as anybody at getting outs. Then he said we've already got Kimbrel, we got Barnes, we got Brazier in the bullpen, and either Eovaldi or Rodriguez is going to go back there to help out. That will leave only 2 more spots open in the bullpen for the selection process, and that'll depend on how far the Red Sox go in the postseason. So,
well, it's something to kvetch about, though. I mean,
Stephen Wright
coming down the hallway, and they're already. Well, they were. You know, Red Sox have a great team. They may win their all-time high tonight. Blah blah blah. But
you got him.
The bullpen. So that's the storyline until it changes. And the great thing about it is they get to change it. Here's your high heat. I think the book on DJ Stewart, we've seen him hit some breaking balls and changeups. Let's see if he can hit 97 up and in. That's hard for anybody to hit. Throws it right by him.
Stewart retired. Couple of strikeouts for Eovaldi. And we'll bring up Tim Beckham. Beckham again is the DH in the ball game. Tim took very kindly to the DH role against the Yankees yesterday, hitting home runs number 11 and 12, and had 3 RBIs in that ball game at Yankee Stadium.
Well, the Orioles are down 3-0 to Jay Happ. Well, 3-1, 421 feet off the back of the bullpen. And then he hits a 2-run home run to tie the game up, this time off of A.J. Cole. And so they had a nice little day.
Very good. Eovaldi's delivery will be taken away. Beckham with a couple of hits, 5 at bats, lifetime off Eovaldi. Both of these pitchers clearly understand that it is not a cool night here in Boston. Both Bundy and Eovaldi not wearing at least the long sleeved shirt underneath the jersey, and that'll be foul back, and the count goes to 2-1. So us in the broadcast booths are inclined not to go along with these 2 pitchers.
Even if you're from Maine.
Even if you're from Maine, tonight's the night to put a little extra layer on, and we have. 2-1.
Well, when the game started, the wind was blowing right at us.
Right in center.
So it's changed a little bit.
Swing and a miss. Both teams worried about tomorrow. Heavy rain has occurred in Baltimore today, is due here tomorrow. It's supposed to rain all afternoon and all night. They're already talking about a potential doubleheader on Wednesday, but as always with the weather, we'll see. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tim Beckham. Baldy with a compact windup off the fist and foul.
I think that was like a splitter at 89. This guy's got a terrific arm, and originally signed with the Dodgers, Tommy John surgery in high school, and then again later on in his career out of Alvin, Texas. This year in March had another elbow surgery. This time was bone chips, and still came back to pitch at this level. It's amazing what orthopedics can do for pitchers and players.
2 ball, 2 strikes. Same thing Cody Carroll in many ways went through, but only one of them. We talked to him before the game. He had that Tommy John really in high school. It was before he went to college the first year. That'll be fought off. And the count stays at 2-2 on Tim Beckham. Beckham has had some extended at bats of late in the most positive way. He has worked pitchers hard. This is going to be the 7th pitch from Eovaldi on this at bat.
Well, I mean, he really got on that Jay Happ fastball. And, Happ threw a lot of pitches, but he's still pitching very well. And
We'll take that one and
at 100.
right where that
1-0-0. I mean, and they see the. I mean, this is the Yankees. They're pretty. The Red Sox fans are pretty aware, as they must have saw on the center field screen 100 miles per hour. It's pretty firm.
Eovaldi is second in sustained velocity this year among pitchers. At 97 miles an hour, the average on his four-seam fastball. Only Luis Severino of the Yankees, 97.6, has a higher average four-seamer than he does.
Yeah, I was up at the Hall of Fame induction, and for Severino, who of the 30 guys with the most velocity, threw the fourth less fastballs because he loves his breaking ball. And then he struggled and he made some changes, which is what Eovaldi's going through.
Garrett Cole, Tyler Glasnow, the others in the top group of velocity pitchers. Nunez, 2-0 count on him. Renato Nunez faced Eovaldi once and got a hit, faced him twice and got another one. That'll go in the gap into right center. It'll be picked up by Betts, and the Orioles have their second hit of the ball game. This one comes with 2 down. Maryland Lottery's Home Run Riches contestant of the game, Sonia Finks from Essex. Sonia's already won $500 for being selected, $500 more for every Orioles home run hit during our ball game tonight. So Sonia, good luck. As the Orioles, of course, have used the home run ball for a lot of the runs that they have scored on the season. They've been up there among the top 3 or 4 teams in percentage of runs scored off homers. They have 185. Here is Steve Wilkerson. Wilkerson getting a chance to play at second base. Runner on at first. There are 2 down. Ground ball will be hit towards second. Little shift was on. Holt right where he needed to be. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. No score.
Strikeouts after the stolen base in the air. But look at the highest slider whiff rate. And you're talking about Carrasco and then Corbin Gibson. Dylan 4th on the list. Kyle Gibson actually beat the A's yesterday. Pitches with the Twins. So the slider, you know, again, I mean, it is so good. You know, it comes off your fastball. And it gives you that. Really, it's a pitch he threw in high school. And they had, you know, they rate pitches from 20 to 80. He was an 80. And then he had the Tommy John, so he didn't throw it for a couple of years. But he threw in the first inning, got a couple of strikeouts on it.
Devers will come to the plate to lead it off here in the second inning. Pierce and then Holt to follow. And the pitch will be taken away. If there are any questions regarding the postseason for the Red Sox, one of them is who's going to play third, Devers or Nunez. That'll be foul back, and that one really caught a piece of Caleb Joseph.
Look at the mask. Oh, every game, Caleb in harm's way. Wow.
Nunez has had a hamstring problem, kind of slowed him down a little bit. And Devers, when he's had the chance to play, has picked the pace up at the plate. So it's made the call a little tougher here in September for the starting third baseman.
Well, Rafael Devers, I mean, he's going to be a good player. You know, he can hit home runs. They like Nunez defensively, even though he did make a key error in the Bryce game down in Yankee Stadium the other night. They don't like him at second. They like him at third. That ball right down the middle. Dylan thought it was a strike, and probably was. Tim Timmons doing the home plate umpiring. Well, you judge for yourself. I mean, the only thing it could have been was low. And it didn't appear to be.
2-2 delivery on the way, and he'll get him anyway.
Slider.
That's the pitch
when in doubt
of choice here so far in this ball game.
Well, you take a 1-2 fastball right down the middle. They don't call it. Come back with a slider. You get fooled. Got a home run off of Dylan early on the year on a changeup. Just sliced it into the over the green monster down the left field line here at Fenway.
We'll bring up the former Oriole Steve Pearce. Steve 3 for 8 with a home run off Bundy. He's getting the start at first base in the ball game. He's faced the Orioles this year with 18 at bats, 4 for 18, and 2 of those 4 hits were home runs against the Orioles. Steve, one of those who gets classified by all who talk about him as a winner. That's why clubs want him. That's what Buck Showalter said. That's why the Red Sox pick up Steve Pearce, because he's a winner.
You know, and then you plug him in. You know, Mitch Moreland, really good start, Gold Glove first baseman, but left-handed hitter. He needed somebody down there.
2 delivery, a breaking ball away by Bundy.
I mean, I think they probably envisioned over the course of the year that Hanley Ramirez would play some first base, but he got released in what, middle of May after great April, slow May, making a lot of money. Didn't want maybe any discontent on this roster.
1-2 delivery off the end and never picked up, right?
No,
I mean, nobody picked up Hanley Ramirez.
Well, there was some unfounded rumor about something going on, you know, off the field, not with him, but I mean with one of his friends and whatever. But you know, of course, what they just eat the $22 million. I mean,
there was some talk he didn't want to play anymore anyway. But he was more than happy to.
Now maybe he'll reconsider that. I think he's only like 35, somewhere in that age range.
Delivery to Pearce, fouled right straight back.
But see, yeah, you're right about you get Steve Pearce, you get a guy that can play first well. I mean, he's a very good first baseman. He can play second base. He can play the outfield. He wears out lefties. I mean, wears them out. And the Orioles know that. Anybody that's ever seen him play. The Orioles got him out of Pittsburgh and the Yankees. I mean, he's been around. Toronto.
And Bundy's delivery down the line. That's going to be a base hit, and it won't hit the side wall and will go all the way into the corner. Adam Jones, first play ever in left field here at Fenway. He'll get it in, and it will be a double with one away for Steve Pearce.
Yeah, so we've seen the good sliders, and when to a veteran hitter, and that's what Steve is, it's not quite as good. He just kind of speeds up the bat a little bit. Nunez playing off the line, which is where he should. Didn't anticipate the slider. He just hooks it down in the corner for 2.
Well, the Red Sox get another runner in scoring position. Did not convert the first time, first inning. And with one away, that'll bring Holt to the plate. Holt is red hot. He's got a 7-game hit streak coming into this ball game. They will play in at third. The Orioles bring Nunez in at third base to take the bunt away from Holt. The infield has shifted, but not all the way around. The R's moved over towards second base, but not on the second base side.
Yeah, Holt's only 9 for his last 18.
Couple of home runs, 2 doubles during the streak. Timeout asked for at the plate. Holt has gone 8 for 13 against Bundy with a home run. Hold the runner tight at second base with one away, and the 1-0 delivery to him, and that's going to be there for a strike.
Yeah, and then when you plug him, if you're Alex Cora in your first year as managing this team, this is a guy that May of 2016, I think, that concussion, it lasted all the way into last year, vertigo. So you get a player that's really helped you be a good manager. Pinch hitter, 5 for 13.
And a September in which he has hit .355 in the month of September for Brock Holt.
Yeah, I always, my wife Susan said, well, why do you always talk about Brock Holt? Before the concussion, and he can play everywhere. He can play shortstop, he can play the outfield, be a guy that probably could catch. Of course, Pierce would probably love to catch.
He would. 2-1 delivery on the way to him. Holt will take it up and in. Well, Holt could be, had he been able to play the whole year, and maybe anyways, the MVP, the most versatile player on this Red Sox team. I mean, when he's healthy, as you say, you put him just about anywhere and he's effective. And he gives you that left-handed bat in the lineup with some power. 3-1 delivery, runner off second base. Holt drives it down the line, left field, headed to the monster. Into the corner. It'll take a bounce off the base of the wall. It'll score a run. It is a double. Holt delivers. He's got an 8-game hit streak. He's got an RBI, and the Red Sox have the lead.
And he's 10 for 19. Yeah, that's Fenway Park. And if you're going to be a left-handed hitter that plays here over the course of the season, all the good ones I face, this is what they can do. Not a horrible pitch. What's your approach? You let it travel. You use the wall. Again, it blows away from Adam Jones, who we saw him in Yankee Stadium for the first time. Had a little bit of trouble Friday night. I mean, it's not that he should have caught that, but it's just a tough read with the different slice in the wind conditions. The wind's kind of gusting in and out tonight.
So 1-0 lead, still only one away. Here is Vasquez, and the pitch is taken for a strike. Holt picks up RBI number 43 on the year in this his 106th game. Now Christian Vasquez working behind the plate gets an RBI chance with Holt at second base. Outfield very deep. Orioles were out early working the left field wall with Adam Jones, foul back, and Cedric Mullins and VR. All of them have to be involved in this in the ball game. Jones has got to learn how to play it. Mullins has got to learn always to come over and back up on anything coming off the wall, and VR at short's got to do the same thing. He's got to be dropping back as you do in no other ballpark, because the rebound can come to you as a shortstop if you're back there to help out.
Yeah, and the other thing, yeah, even the ball off the sidewall before you get to the corner.
That's going to be a base hit. Gap right center field for Vasquez. Holt will score. He's going to stay with a single as Mullins gets it in, and the Red Sox have a 2-0 lead.
So you strike out 3 of the first 5 hitters, and then back-to-back doubles, and then Vasquez, who came into this game hitting .293 against the Orioles lifetime, gets a fastball right down the middle. So you don't lead the league in runs if you don't have strength throughout your order. So Vasquez, who injured early in the year, comes back, gets a pitch to hit, and doesn't miss it.
It's only his 76th game, and he picks up his 19th RBI with a base hit. So the Red Sox have a couple of runs, 3 hits here in the second inning. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr. A 4-game hit streak for Bradley, and he will take the pitch inside. .259 lifetime hitter against Dylan Bundy. He too has a home run against Dylan Bundy. Everybody but Vasquez in this lineup for the Red Sox has at least 1 home run lifetime off the Orioles starter. Nunez in on the grass at third. Little lob toss over on Vasquez at first base. Trying to keep that double play in as good an order as you can here.
Yeah, Bradley runs well. Hard to double off unless it's right at one of your infielders.
Red Sox offensively, they are first in average, first in runs. They're averaging 5.3 a game. They have the best on base percentage. They're 4th in walks, and they've been pounding them out, led by Mookie Betts, who's on deck.
Yeah, they average here what the Yankees average at Yankee Stadium, but the difference is on the road they're much better than the Yankees.
1-1 delivery on the way, hit hard and foul. What's pretty
Bradley,
amazing, Jim, they've won 54 games here at home, great record, but they've also won 51 games on the road.
Yeah, and the only team that maybe statistically now is getting close to the Astros with 52 wins on the road, but only 11 games more when you go down to the ballpark in Houston. So again, they pretty balanced ball club, and because of the speed and the defense, they can win on the road. A lot of Red Sox teams historically couldn't do that.
Good off-speed delivery. He's thrown 2 or 3 of those, and he gets him on that one. Bradley retired.
Well, the good slider is tough to hit. We saw Pierce hit the bad one double. there's a good one. Swings right over it. Just a little movement. Goes down. Speed changes. Fools you. So already 4 strikeouts.
That'll bring up Mookie Betts. Betts, a strikeout victim. His first time to the plate. On at first base, Vasquez. Holt, Vasquez have the RBIs. Betts will take the pitch. May have missed down low. If you're keeping a note here, watching closely, you'll know Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire and a veteran, historically has been one where the hitters will gain an advantage on close pitches.
Already have.
1-0 count. Whoa, baby. Way back left, going to be playable, and no. Goodbye, home run into the monster seats. Mookie Betts with a 2 RBI dinger, and it's 4-0.
Well, he came into this game in his last 2 games that he's played with a single, 2 doubles, and a home run in each one of them. So he's got some work to do, but there's the home run, and that's home run number 32. And an RBI gets him to 80 with 1 swing. Here's the bad slider. Right down the middle. So you don't have to speed up the bat. The pitch does it for you, and you can see the elation. And Dylan's thinking maybe he skied it enough that it wouldn't go out of here, but no, this is Boston.
So the Red Sox have a big inning here in the second, and Mookie Betts just continues to pound them out. Betts now has 13 RBIs against the Orioles this year and 5 home runs this season against the O's.
Well, what year before last, didn't he hit 9?
Yeah, he's got 17 in his career against the Orioles.
Yeah, the Green Monster, when you're a pitcher, very rarely is your friend here in Boston. Occasionally you'll hit a home run that's a single or a double because you hit it so hard because it's hit so low. But that wall is 37 feet.
And Intendi had to get away. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and you always, at least I used to, you come up the ramp when you're pitching. First thing you do is check which way the wind's blowing.
That'll go upstairs. Speaking of the numbers here, our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers. Fenway Park.
And it's a fair park to pitch. You just, the pop flies down the left field line, the home runs, the fly balls. Sometimes home runs are only doubles or singles because they're hit so hard they don't have a chance to get the height. Dennis Eckersley, who had 190 wins, 390. He pitched here. He said, "I swear I learned to use my changeup and let Lynn in center and Evans, who had 8 or 9 glove, run him down in right field."
That'll be hit into right field. That's going to be a base hit. So Benintendi is on. He had a walk the first time up. That's going to be 5 hits here in the second inning, and that's going to bring Roger McDowell out to chat with Dylan Bundy.
Well, Roger's going to come out, and this is a matter of a very good hitting team, the best in the American League. Getting a guy that's thrown a lot of pitches in the middle of the plate, and they don't miss him. They're just too good. You really have to be on your game, and when Dylan has been out of the middle of the plate with the breaking ball or even the fastball, he's had success. When he doesn't, the Red Sox do to him pretty much what they do to everybody else.
Red Sox have beaten him twice. Gil Martin getting up. First game against Boston, he gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, a good outing. Second game, 4 runs, 5 hits, 6 innings. Real good outing on June 11. He gave up no runs on 3 hits, but was non-decision. And then the last outing, he gave up 8 runs, 8 hits in 5 innings against the Red Sox. His ERA this year against Boston is 4.38. Runner on at first base. There are 2 down, and here is J.D. Martinez. Martinez, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Now just 2 for 12. Lifetime off Bundy. One of those hits being a home run. Another way for Mookie Betts. The home runs, he's had 13 now here at Fenway and 19 on the road. 0-1 delivery, check swing. Did he go? No. Brian Blakeney down at first base, the umpire.
Take a look, and nope, that head didn't go far enough. Again, the irony about Betts is everybody says, well, you got to get the high draft choice. He was the number 5 round draft choice. And he came up as a second baseman. That's what he went through the minor league.
off the fists and foul back out of play.
But what did Mookie Betts, when you look at young players, what could he do? He could run, very athletic, great bowler. So, you know, he had a lot of skills and being coordination. And then UL Washington got him along with Bradley down at what I think maybe it was high A. Made all kinds of changes. With Dustin Pedroia, who with a knee problems,
out for the year.
Yep, inactive pretty much all year. Tried to come back, couldn't do it.
1-2. Had him leaning a little bit as Benintendi has already picked up one stolen base in this ball game. Base stealers are 17 out of 22 against Dylan Bundy this year. Got to be tough for Pedroia, longtime leader in this ball club, on and off the field, having to sit and watch a record year. 1-2 delivery on the way, and he knew it. Fooled him. He was looking for something a little faster and just tied him up. But it's a 4-run second inning, and the Red Sox lead at 4-0. And the call to the pen. How about the Orioles bullpen? 2-6-3 over the last 8. Tanner Scott, scoreless ball, last 4. 386 second half. Castro, ERA 148 last 11. Michael Givens looks like he's ready to be the closer. 9 games outstanding. Ryan Meisinger, he's thrown 5 consecutive scoreless. 7 2/3 innings. I'm going to show you some more about the bullpen there in just a second. Here is Caleb Joseph. And the pitch will be taken. Also, the 19 rebuilding Orioles, the bullpen fits a club, trying to construct a winning roster. Plenty of young potential and looking to sort it through. Barring offseason changes, additions for the bullpen. Given should be the closer, certainly warming up to it. Steve Molesky, MASTONsports.com, with a real good review of what the bullpen has been doing here with all the new faces in it. Here's Givens standing. Wrapped it up in New York. 1-2-3 as a closer. Swing and a miss on a pitch.
And that's a 90-mile-per-hour splitter. Split-fingered fastball. Kind of arm speed. Well, you talked about it. I mean, one of the highest velocities. So you know he's got the stuff. I saw him hit 100 miles per hour last inning. Caleb got a couple hits on Saturday in his last start.
Caleb's 5 for 9 off of Aldi with a home run. But it's that pitch that you saw, that splitter, why the Red Sox are so interested in thinking about the bullpen and the playoffs are evolving. That's a pitch that could get you out of a lot of jams, get you ground balls, guys on base.
And the other thing is he's a strike thrower. You know, with all this stuff, you know, you might say sometimes, well, he doesn't realize how important a 100-mile-per-hour fastball is, but he can throw strikes with all his pitches. Very rarely is he wild.
He's got a 4-to-1 ratio, strikeout to walks, only 20 walks in 106 innings.
Well, that plays out of the bullpen in case you have to come on with runners on, and he can strike people out.
2-2 delivery on the way, denied by Caleb. Orioles top of the order. Mullins and then Mancini are due up. Orioles 5 and 15 here here in the month of September. This will be pitch number 7. 3-2 delivery will be fouled back. Going to do it one more time.
But at the end of the day, for the Red Sox, they know it. You know, Price has never won a start in the postseason, but he's been pitching well. I think we're going to see him Wednesday. Sale has to be healthy. They've been using him, trying to get him back into shape. And Porcello won 17 games.
Ground ball is going to go to short on the short hop, Bogarts. One away in the 3rd inning. On Friday, the Orioles kick off Fan Appreciation Weekend against the Houston Astros. First 20,000 fans 15 and over will receive an Orioles coaster set. Tickets are available for as low as $15. You can get yours at Orioles.com. Oriole fans warm it up here at Fenway tonight.
The huddled masses trying to stay warm.
Time to huddle. Mullins grounded out his first time up. He will bring Devers way in at third base.
Well, there's another 1-0-0. Got the kneecaps.
Pitch on the way will be fouled back. Coming inside to him, our StatCast AI powered by AWS. Devers on the cut of the grass and ready to move in.
Yeah, Friday night, Cedric dropped down a nice little bunt for a base hit, and they were playing it. A little breaking ball.
1-1 delivery to him, not showing bunt there, and the pitch is just going to miss inside. So Eovaldi with a 2-ball 1-strike count. Mullins in his first year, showing some great stuff and the ability to recover. He started out red hot, 317 in August. Then he went into a 4 for 37 slump in the first part of September. Now he's bounced back, hitting over 370 since the slump ended. All that in a relatively short period of time, and that's strike 3.
Yeah, I think if Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire, had any question whether that's a strike or not, Christian Vasquez is in the watch him. He's going to start throwing it right to third now. Just in case you're not going to call, a little cutter. Fabulous pitch. Those are the ones you live for if you're pitching. If you're a hitter, you're going, welcome to the big leagues.
What can I do with that?
92 mile per hour cutter, backdoor cutter that you give up on. There's 100, 99.
Trey Mancini, 2 down, nobody on. Base hit first time up.
Gary, if you're a scout sitting in the stands, or we're watching this on TV, you're going, how come this guy ever loses?
Yeah. How come he's 5 and 7? 0-1 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken down low. And he's 3 and 6 lifetime. Take that back. Lifetime 2 and 0. That mark against the Orioles. No decision this year. One ball, 1-strike count with 2 down. And that pitch is going to be there again at 100.
And again, remember, he came over 15 consecutive scoreless innings against the Twins and the Yankees, then struggled. Pedro Martinez encouraged him. Thought he saw something.
And he got him. Boy, that didn't take long. He's got 2 in the inning, 5 in the ball game, and a 4-0 Red Sox lead. West leading Houston with the best record. They need only a win or Houston loss to gain postseason home field throughout. Cleveland is locked in. They're the 3rd seed in the AL. If the playoffs began today, the National Wild Card, Cardinals would be at Brewers, American League, the A's would be at the Yankees. Then if you follow through, the division series would begin Thursday, October 4. The wild card at the Cubs, Dodgers, and Braves. In the American League, they would have the wild card against the Red Sox and the Indians at Houston. If it started today, it doesn't. So there could be changes there, but obviously with just this week left to go, the solidification is going to take place. Pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Bogart's the only member of the Red Sox not to hit in that 2nd inning in the lineup. He grounded out his first time up. Bundy, the 0-1 delivery on the way, fisted that one foul. In the races going on in the American League wild card race, Yankees on top of Oakland by a game and a half. Both teams lost yesterday. Yankees are down at Tampa Bay and Oakland's playing at Seattle. The National League, big series. The 2 teams, that's going to go down the line in left, and that'll be foul. The 2 teams holding the wild card spot, they're playing one another. Milwaukee and St. Louis. Milwaukee's at St. Louis starting tonight in the series. And Colorado, the team a game and a half out of a wild card place, they are opening a series at Philadelphia. Arizona's out officially. The Rockies are right back in it again. 0-2 delivery on the way by Bundy. Foul back again. Another good battle as Bogarts fights it off. Devers and then Pierce are due up. Red Sox have lost their last 2 ball games, coming back home here to finish up the year at Fenway. 0-2 delivery on the way.
Yeah, and again the ability. A couple of years ago he led the American League in 2-out base hits. This year, of course, he's 50 points lower than best, but he's still at 241, which is 5th in the American League, and he has the ability because he'll cut his swing down. Out of Aruba, their international signing, actually got a pretty good bonus, $480,000 assigned for the Red Sox.
Got jammed unmercifully on that pitch. Bundy will get it. One down here in the 3rd. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game. Dylan Bundy, 31-30 in his young career, 25 years old. Here at Fenway, he's gone 2-3 with a 3.67 ERA, pretty good ERA.
He's pitched well here.
Devers a strikeout victim his first time up. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2nd inning for Boston to get the 4-0 lead. And the pitch will be taken up high for a ball.
Yeah, all he has to do is, and I'm sure he went in a little soul searching, is just to go back and look at the pitch sequence in the 4-run 2nd inning. It was, in fact, the day hit well, and they got a lot of pitches to hit. So you can change that. He's got the ability to do that. Did it in the 1st inning. Made some mistakes, paid for it. You just shut him down and hope they get some runs.
Bundy will get a pop-up off that pitch. Shortstop. Pardon me while I sneeze. I don't know if I was going to make it through that pop-up or not. The sneeze was right there. 2 down. Bring up Steve Pierce. He had a double and a run scored. With a great Red Sox season on their way to a franchise leading win number, and the Orioles 110 losses. This series pits 2 teams against each other. The widest disparity in wins, 60 over the last 80 years. Who would have thought? Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled off outside of 3rd base.
You think they were playing him to pull? Nunez caught that ball. I mean, it's what, about 5 feet, and it was almost in front of it.
You'd play in foul territory if you could.
If you could, exactly.
Yep.
Or can you straddle the line?
Yeah, no, that's foul, right? But this is like the 9th inning of a 1-run game. trying to prevent a double. 0-2 delivery on the way, and Bundy will work.
And it really all started with Steve Pearce. You know, got ahead of him and just hung a slider, and he hit it right over the bag. And that's the problem. Of course, you know, when you start trading doubles and you're pitching, it's frustrating.
Pearce will go the other way.
And then Holtz hits one off the wall. You can look right there, so they play him to pull. We see him occasionally when he was with the Orioles. He would dump balls into right field, but it's not really the purpose he goes to home plate on.
No.
He's a power pull hitter and can do it.
Bundy's delivery to him will gain your attention. A fastball riding in on the hands that time, Pearce. And the count is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Steve Pearce. He'll foul that one off outside of third, so another elongated at bat here. Red Sox have been doing a lot of that lately, as the Yankees and they have been prone to do over the last 5 years or so. Foul off a lot of pitches, force starters deep into the pitch count early in the ball game. 2-2 delivery on the way, and Pearce will do it again. Since joining the Red Sox, he's hitting .341 coming into this ball game. He's had 4 doubles, triple, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. So he's really put up some fine numbers in a Boston uniform. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Bundy will try it again. Pearce will take it away. So the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, low and away. I mean, you know, the old Earl Weaver scouting report, high and tight, low and away. Well, that's Steve Pearce. Ball in the middle of the plate, he's going to drive.
And he will gain a walk.
So you know that, and you try to make the perfect pitch. And that's what's frustrating. He makes some good pitches, they foul him off, and then you don't, and he goes down to first on a walk. The good news is 2 outs.
So Pearce on twice with a double and a free pass. And bring Holt to the plate. He's had a double, an 8-game hit streak now. Picked up an RBI and a run scored. Holt will always be one of my baseball heroes because his walk-up song is by George Jones. The Race Is On. One of the great country, true country artists of all time. 0-1 count. It's pretty appropriate for where the Red Sox are this season. 0-1 delivery on the way. Fastball picks the arms up. It'll be taken inside.
Well, they've won, as you know, 3 straight divisions. That doesn't happen very often for the Red Sox in the American League East. So
there's a note on that. Their 3rd consecutive. First time in franchise history. They've done that 3 consecutive seasons.
But we all know it's what happens next.
Yeah. And the pitch will be down low. Had to be blocked that time by Caleb Joseph.
You know, I subscribe to the Boston Globe, read it in the winter. It's an expensive paper to subscribe to. You know, you can go to USS sports pages, but you can read it maybe once or twice, and then you got to pay for it. But down the yard, well, no, I mean that's what you usually do with a lot of the papers now, because we're in the digital age and they want to make money and stay in business. So I understand that. You know, pitch right there. But again, the expectations, even before they had the highest payroll in baseball, was they were going to win.
Yep.
So they're always disappointed to some degree because you don't win every year, even if you won 3 World Series since 2000 or 2004.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that just missed.
Well, it's a hanging slider. Yeah, I mean it's, I'm sure Holt's saying, well, hey, I'm hot. I'm 10 for my last 19, but this is usually the one that you hit into the seats. I mean, it's right down the middle, but you already called it.
Yep.
Tim Timmons favors the hitter.
Yep. 3-2, 2 down.
There've been 2 times that Bundy was walking off the mound. That was one of them.
A little walk around it that time. Pearce will be running at first base, and that non-strike constant, as that'll be back-to-back walks here in the 3rd inning. With 2 down.
Nobody wants to hang a slider, but when you do, and the guy takes it, I'd like to go in and sit on the bench, but that didn't happen.
So Vasquez will come up. Vasquez delivered a base hit and an RBI. He scored in that second inning. Vasquez now 6 for 19. Lifetime off Dylan Bundy. Red Sox have the 4-0 lead on 5 hits.
Yeah, Dylan early last year, he went 3 for 3 off. Got going. Jump start. Dylan again pitched well in that game, but Russ got some big hits.
Eight base runners already on for the Red Sox in this ball game compared to 2 for the Orioles. 0-1 count. There are 2 down though. Bundy can get out of this. Did a couple of relatively quick outs with Bogarts, Devers. Pierce at second base. Holt on at first. Vasquez. 0-1 delivery to him off the end of the bat and foul. Red Sox fans coming into the ballpark, talking to the people we see here all the time, genuinely excited about setting a new franchise mark in wins. They were talking about it all day today around town, sports radio. They're looking to win 106. No Red Sox team's ever done that. 0-2 delivery on the way. Stays off it. That'll come up and in. There you go.
Well, there you go. And you can see, even when you have good years, you don't always complete the task. I certainly know about that. Played on a team that won 109 games, lost to the Mets. Yeah, they are ecstatic about how many games they've won. I just straighten them out, telling them that even when we won 109 games, we had to play the Twins. Now that was no wild card because we were going to division. So the first game we're down 3-2 in the 9th, and Boot Powell ties it up. In 12th inning, Belanger scores on a 2-out bunt by Paul Blair. McNally beats Boswell the next day, 1-0, 12 innings. We could have lost those easily. So I just kind of keep them on their toes.
The postseason, as fans know, it's a different story.
It really
it's
is.
Not the same as a regular season. Games are generally tighter. You're seeing the best pitchers in baseball trying to work deep into games.
You get, if you're a hitter, you face the best pitchers.
Yeah.
If you're going to face, well, Houston's going to play Cleveland, and Boston's going to play either Oakland or the Yankees.
1-2. Dylan Bundy's delivery. 2 on. Foul back again.
And if you end up playing Cleveland, they have 4 guys with over 200 strikeouts. The best pitching in the American League is down in Houston.
Most strikeouts.
Yeah, all those guys are healthy. So, and all the guys that are going to, on the Red Sox team, they know that. I mean, you're looking at Alex Cora in his first year, but he was the bench coach for Houston last year.
How about that? Wouldn't that be something? They won the whole thing again. 1-2 delivery on the way. Popped up first base, foul territory. Trey Mancini does have room, and he will put that one away. Vasquez retired. A couple left on base with walks. Red Sox maintain a 4-0 lead. 4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. It's not a harvest moon yet, but it certainly is cool enough to predict the harvest better happen pretty soon. 55 when we started here tonight, and it's cooler than that right now.
Pumpkin time.
Yep.
Well, you won't see that moon tomorrow.
No.
Unfortunately.
See anything tomorrow if the rain comes, they're predicting. The series tomorrow, 6:30 O's Extra, 7 o'clock the ball game. Orioles have not named a starter. Could be Hess, could be John Means, who was brought up today, could be somebody else. David Price is supposed to start for the Red Sox. And in game 3 of this series, Jeffrey Ramirez was supposed to start. He still may, but Buck Showalter is concerned about a cut thumb that Ramirez has and would rather not start him in that ball game. Game 3, Chris Sale's going to go for the Red Sox. 1-0 count. Jonathan Villar at the plate. Evaldi's delivery over the top on an 89 pitch.
Well, this is unbelievable stuff. I mean, that was a splitter. We've seen a 92-mile-per-hour splitter. We've seen a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. It's hard to create bat speed when a guy has that kind of stuff. And the balls have been hit, or the cutters that give you a chance. There's another one. It's a splitter that's going straight down.
I don't know if Evaldi's trying to convince Alex Cora he should be in the starting rotation, or look how good I am if I go into the bullpen.
Okay, I mean, obviously Porcello, he's won 17 games where they've almost gotten him to 7 runs a game. Now, in his last 7 starts, he's given up over 5.5 runs a game. I don't think they're going to take him out of the rotation, but you will have him ready.
Yes,
if that's the case.
That's the beauty, isn't it?
And that's what the postseason's about. I mean, division series, 3 out of 5.
Bring them on.
You can win them in a hurry, and you can lose them in a hurry. And if you've ever been in a World Series or a championship series 4 out of 7, the time just flies by. Sometimes we won the 4 in a row in '66. I walked out of the ballpark going, did we really win? Did it happen? And it never ever was that easy. So again, I mean, everything speeds up when you get in the postseason.
Yeah. And decisions have to be made quickly and accurately if you're going to win.
Yep.
You don't get a second chance.
Yep, exactly. It's kind of like managing.
Yep.
No I's, no R's. No decision, no regrets. Well, you might regret it, but you got to make them because you think it's the right decision. But you're right. Spontaneous.
2-2 delivery, and VR foul tipped into the mid. And that's 6 strikeouts.
This is what you like watching Gaylord Perry when he had the splitter. And the spitter, excuse me.
The splitter.
Yeah, he said it was a splitter, but it's a spitter. It goes straight down. I mean, even if you hit it, you're going to pound it into the turf here.
Can't believe he's had a better start than this.
Well, the first two were the Red Sox,
Jeepers.
Minnesota, and then the Yankees. 15 scoreless innings. But this is mighty stuff.
Dominating. So he's got 6 strikeouts in the ball game, and this season, when it comes to strikeouts, 9 is the high that he got against the Mets. 10 is his career high. A 1-0 count with 1 down. Ethan Evaldi against Adam Jones, hit into a fielder's choice. His first time up. Adam will go after one and be late on the 100 pitch.
Well, there you go. Well, Brooksy with 188. Junior with 137. Paul Blair. Flair, that was his nickname, Flair. He didn't flare him here. He loved to hit at Fenway Park. And then Boog. Boog loved here. I saw him hit 3 home runs, 2 left field in 1 ball game here.
1-1 delivery on the way. Adam trying to get one of those right there.
Yeah, Boog started in just left to center field and worked his way to the foul line all in one night.
All the way around. Adams had a good year against Boston, hitting .311. He has not had a home run against them this season. He's got 13 in his career. In the air to right field. That's going to be right at bats. And he's got 2 down. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50, supporting the Leukemia Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. 403 walks, $20,150. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. 2 down, nobody on. The Orioles have had base hits for Mancini in the first inning, a single by Nunez in the 3rd. That has been it. Pitch will be taken for a strike. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Red Sox. No runs, 2 hits for the Orioles, and 1 error. 0-1 delivery on the way. Foul back, 88 on that one.
Now take a look. I mean, there's your first major league home run. Marco Estrada off the foul pole, and Dave Robertson curveball. You see a little soft single off the Lynn. He's gotten a lot of big hits. Orioles played well against the Yankees.
He will take that one. Stewart's got a 5-game hit streak. He's gone 9 for 19 during this streak, and he has driven in at least 1 run in each of the last 4 games. A couple of multi-RBI games included in that. Stewart's been impressive getting the start in right field tonight. He's played all around the outfield in the minors. Eovaldi with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Bases are empty, 2 down. Shift is on against him. Eovaldi works quickly. Donnie Hart still ready to pitch. He will take that one away. Bundy was 90 pitches through 3 innings. Ouch. 3-ball, 2-strike count. And inside corner got him. And again, Vasquez, acting as the unofficial umpire, gets up, throws the ball to first before the home plate umpire signals strike 3. But he was right.
Second inning, when he was good, he was really good tonight. There's the Red Sox best offense in baseball. They make him work. Got some mistakes. That's 2-run home run. The big blow. Donnie Hart will come on. Actually, he's been pitching well. And your Jiffy Lube pitching change. Regular oil changes at Jiffy Lube will help your engines and your vehicle engine run cleaner, longer. Jiffy Lube, drive it today. So Donnie Hart pitched well in New York. He had a chance. Only a third of an inning, and then against Toronto. So for him, it's only 18 games this year, but he's got to be a little bit better with his command. And then the righties, you can see that over 400, lefties at 300, so a high average for him. Again, a kind of a finesse lefty. Got to throw strike 1 and then make his pitches to be effective.
So the Orioles starter Dylan Bundy does not go very deep into this ball game, and that will affect the next 2 games in this series. And a particular concern, if the rain comes tomorrow and you end up playing a doubleheader on Wednesday, Lord Almighty.
Well, against the best offensive, against the best offense in baseball.
No excuses. That's who you're playing against.
Oh no, exactly. No, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
It could be.
No, I know. Pitch will be taken outside. So Donnie Hart falls behind 2-0. Jackie Bradley Jr. hitting 9th, strikeout victim, his first time up. Hart straight up D behind him on the Red Sox center fielder. 2-0 delivery on the way and a foul ball.
Yeah, we saw Jackie Bradley, who can really play center field. Talk about a good outfield. Benintendi and Bradley in center, and then Betts the Gold Glover. Even though Bradley seems like he's always in the finalists, but they let him. I mean, Alex Corey really stuck with him. And I still remember he hit balls right on the nose, right at people, and Alex said, "All I care about is his tapping quality at bats." And he, so what, 280 over his last 72 games. It's kind of like having a weak hitting shortstop in a sense.
You just don't usually see the weak hitting in center field.
No,
you're right.
No,
and they can well afford to have.
Exactly.
And he's still got 13 homers, 58 RBIs.
And he's stolen some bases this year, career high, so knows how to play. Runs hard, runs every ball out.
2-2 strike count from the left-hander. Hart's delivery, sweeps it in under the glove. Going to be a tough play. Won't be any play. Knowing it, knowing the speed going down the line, he tried to make a quick glove pickup and throw and just could never get to it. Don't think it would have had him anyway.
Probably not, but you know, sometimes scorers don't think like we do. Tough play. I mean, it gets jammed, and I don't almost hit the rubber. So you either catch it on the run, going to have to throw against your body. But again, if he catches it, now check it out. I mean, this, right here. I mean, this guy, doesn't steal a lot of bases. He can, but he runs. And he runs everything hard, even when he was hitting 190.
Base hit.
Base hit. There you go.
So Jackie Bradley Jr. is on. And here is Mookie Betts. Betts delivering. Home run number 32. A 2-run shot came in the second inning. And he will take the pitch for a called strike. So that'll be hit number 6 on that infield hit. That's now up to 80 RBIs on the year. Against the lefties, hitting .364 and .336 against right-handers.
Yeah.
Oh,
watching the game on the plane coming into Boston from New York last night, and Plutko, young right-handed pitcher, but gets 2 strikes on him, and what does he do? He just kind of serves it. Kind of a Betroya hit. The line drive on command to right field with 2 strikes. Make a mistake. He does what he did early. Hits the home run.
That's going to go to right field for another hit off and flying. Jackie Bradley Jr. will go to third. Betts will stop, throw into second base.
Very athletic team. And again, this is why you're going to win a batting title this year, because you can do this. Check this out. Now it's down the middle. And again, lefties are hitting what? The righties are off of harder, hitting .412. So it's not like you're doing this off something you're going to see in the playoffs. But this is why, and it does change in the postseason because the pitching gets better against guys that are average or below that. They're going to wear them out.
He's hitting over .364 now against lefties. That's the second highest average against left-handers in the American League for Mookie Betts.
Tom Gordon, first base coach for the Red Sox, looking on.
So they cover the corners, first and third. Nobody out. Benintendi already on twice with a walk and a base hit. Benintendi .326 with runners in scoring position. Hart's delivery to him, and that will be taken for a strike. Benintendi's .237 off the left-handers, much higher against righties, .299 coming into the ballgame. A lot of discussion with the coaches at both first and third here with their base runners, Bradley and Betts. Hart with the high set, and he'll make the throw over.
Yeah, Betts with 28 steals, and does lead the Red Sox. Benintendi now with 21. Now that's why Andrew Benintendi out of Arkansas, he only hitting a little over 230, because that number went up a little bit. So that's why he was out hitting early. They didn't get back from Cleveland till 4:15.
Runner goes, throw through, runner will stay at third. Stolen base.
Now Villar's catching the ball and looking at home. I mean, trying to, because a lot of times you won't do that. But I think when you're getting back into the middle of the lineup, there is no reason if you're Carlos Feliz and you're the third base coach, you're going to send Bradley. Just let Betts get into scoring position.
29 stolen bases, caught 6 times. Hangs on to the bag. Infield again moved in. Nobody out. Benintendi 0-2, and he'll foul it back into the seats. The Red Sox base hit here could add a couple to the 4-0 lead that they have on the board. Already 83 RBIs in the year for Benintendi. A lot of room to put a ball through here with that infield drawn in. Pitch on the way, and he'll take it way outside. A sweeping delivery.
Yeah, ideally you try to limit how hard the ball is hit, but when you bring everybody in, it doesn't have to be hit quite as hard to get it through that infield. And then the flare, the jam shot, gets over the infield because you're playing in. But that's what 4-0 does at this point in the game.
1-2 delivery, and that's going to go to second. And because you're in close, can't handle a hard hop. A run will score and a base hit. So Benintendi comes through. I believe that will be a single. It will be 5-0 in any event with the Red Sox on top.
Yeah, the great thing about the Green Monster, that's where the scoreboard, you can see the hits in the air come right up. I mean, this is a bullet. It's a short hop.
Wilkerson playing in almost on the grass, just could not scoop it.
And then he topspinned it. It made it even more difficult.
So Benintendi will pick up another RBI, up to 84 in the year. Here's J.D. Martinez. Still nobody out. And still runners on at first and third. Benintendi's a base stealer at first base. Martinez will take it inside for a ball. If they were willing to run Betts in this situation, they may be very willing to run Benintendi.
Well, certainly a possibility. And
he already has stolen base last time up for Betts. Benintendi got his in the first. Pitch taken away.
Yeah, Martinez coming into this game 336 against the lefties. She hits everybody. Say that about the whole lineup, it seems.
Yeah, that's the trouble for pitchers.
I mean, only 6 home runs and and only 35 against the right-handers, so they don't seem to bother them a whole lot.
Hard foul line drive.
Well, there are so many articles written about J.D. Martinez because, you know, this is the guy that, you know, comes through the minor leagues with Houston and you know, hits 400 one year and 380 and gets to the big leagues. About 2011, and you know, he hits 15 home runs, 240, but they don't think that's enough, so they release him. He goes to the Tigers, and now he's revamped his swing at that point. And just think about it: you go to the Tigers, who do you get to be a teammate with? Miguel Cabrera. So you got a new swing, you got a new approach. And you're reading the articles. You know, he worked with a guy by the name of Craig Wallenbrock out in California. He said JD thought his swing was beautiful. He said, but it didn't work. Not at this level. Not all the time. No. Not to the level it's. So he dropped his hands, changed the swing plane.
Runners off first and third. 3-1 delivery by Hart, and they're loaded. Donnie Hart having no success. That's 4 batters up and 4 batters on. Orioles have surrendered 4 walks in the ball game. 3 were charged on Monday. And it'll bring Xander Bogaerts to the plate. Run in.
Well, this is against a consequence of, you know, if Cashner or excuse me, Cobb doesn't have the blister and he does pitch like he has the second half. You got Mike Wright out there, but he only threw 4 pitches, so he's gone. Cashner with a knee, he's gone. You know, he made some trades. Guys are hurt. Josh Rogers pitched, what, 3 games, and then they shut him down. Came over in the Britton trade.
Bogaerts, bases loaded, nobody out. And the pitch is going to be taken down low for a ball. So the Red Sox with a chance to really blow this game open right here.
Yeah,
and Bogaerts has gone 8 for 14 with the bases loaded this year.
Oh, look at that number.
and 3 home runs, 3 grand slams this year. 1-0 count. Runners on every base, and Bogaerts will take it away. A real jam right here. Infield, of course, backed up for 2.
And finally, somebody's going to get loose out in the Oriole bullpen. Sean McGill-Martin looked like I think he was throwing a little bit earlier on. And
2-0 delivery on the way. That will be a strike at the knees on the outside corner to Bogaerts. Bogaerts, a couple of home runs this year against the Orioles, 8 in his career. 2-1 count. Bradley started this out in the base hit. Betts a single, and Intendi a single and an RBI. That ball's going to go to left field. Adam Jones will play it on a hop. It will score Betts. They'll go station to station as the throw comes in. Bogaerts gets the RBI. Bases will remain loaded and a 6-0 Boston lead.
And Roger McDowell once again. Well, there's not much you can say if you're Roger other than, hey, we need you to try to get some outs. It's just try as you might. Take a look right here against 2-1. So again, that's questionable pitch, but it's one of those nights you're not getting the questionable pitches. And then there's one. Finally gets a look. So it's 2-1 though. So he's looking fastball, gets fastball, and doesn't miss it. And as you mentioned, that's why Bogaerts, I mean, he came in at 340 with runners in scoring position. Having
He's
a
got
monster
96
year.
RBIs.
Yeah.
Wow. So bases remain loaded. Lefty on lefty here. As Devers will come to the plate. Bases still full. He's had 2 grand slams this year. Good heavens. He is 3 for 17 with the bases loaded, and 2 of the 3 hits have been grand slams. And the pitch is there for a strike. Red Sox overall have had 9 grand slams this season. Benintendi, Martinez, and Bogaerts are your base runners. Devers has struck out and popped out. And he'll take the pitch away. Everybody in the Red Sox lineup except Devers has been on base.
Yeah, he's only 21. He'll turn 22 24th of October.
Hart with a 1-1 delivery on the way. That's a comebacker. They get a chance for 2. There's 1. Go to third and get the double play.
Boy, what a heads-up play by Caleb Joseph.
He has done that twice this year. It's much easier for the catcher to make that throw to third than it is to first, and that's how he gets the double play.
Yeah, the other factor is, I mean, here, okay, watch Donnie. Pounces on it. Looking, there's an out. There's an out. And then, of course, J.D. Martinez doesn't slide. Pick the slower runner. Nice pitch, nice result.
Big play.
Yeah, trying to keep the game, well, somewhat in hand. Down to a 6-run deficit.
So they get the double play. And here is Steve Pearce. Now runners are on at first and second base. And a chance to get out of it with only a couple of runs in. 0-1 count. Pearce has picked up a double, a run scored. He has also drawn a walk in the ball game.
I told you, the 341 hitter against the lefties.
And he will fight that one off and out of play. Always noted for the numbers against left-handers. That's why ball clubs, along with the fact he is a winner, have come after him. Boy, he's a great bat, either in the lineup or off the bench against left-handers.
And then you find out that not only that, if somebody, he made his mark when Chris Davis hurt his oblique down in Tampa Bay, and that's when I first got to see him play first base. Then you realize pretty good defensively too, and he can hit righties because he hits home runs.
0-2 delivery on the way. That one, good pitch by Hart, got it in.
Now, he can be neutralized by the low away slider. I mean, anybody, righty to righty, has trouble with that.
Pierce 289, great average on the year. 10 home runs, 37 RBIs. combined numbers. Red Sox now 6 runs, 9 hits. 4 runs in the second inning, 2 more so far here in the fourth. Runners off first and second base. And Pierce will loop that one to right field. Stewart will put it away for the out. So 2 in, 4 hits, 2 left on. Red Sox up 6-0. Make today the day. By visitaNapolis.org. Create your moment at visitaNapolis.org. And by University of Maryland University College. Fall night here in the city of Boston. And at Fenway Park, the Red Sox a 6-0 lead as the Orioles will bat here in the 5th inning. So Eovaldi moving on. He will get Tim Beckham to lead it off. Beckham a strikeout victim first time up. Orioles have had to step out on Eovaldi a number of times. He really wants to go. He's ready. Now right straight back and a good by Tim. Beckham the DH in the ball game tonight. He's only hit 152 against the Red Sox on the season. Does have a couple of RBIs against them. Nunez, then Wilkerson will be due up. Is going to be up high or inside. 1-1. The Red Sox will get Eduardo Rodriguez as predicted up.
Yeah, they said, I mean, I know you talked to Alex Cora, and all the writers seem to think it was going to be 5 and 4.
Down to third, knocked down. Devers no play. That'll be a base hit. So Beckham is on with the infield variety single on a ball hit hard to third.
Yeah, ideally, obviously, you'd like him to snare it, which he didn't, but he does save a double. If he gets by him, it's 2. Certainly not a routine play. Fast infield here.
So the Orioles get a leadoff man on base.
It's like 4 steps.
Yeah.
A pretty good range.
Beckham on with a single. That'll bring Nunez up. Nunez has one of the other Oriole base hits. There have been only 3 in the ball game. Baldy's not walked anybody. He has struck out 7.
Well, he's been magnificent. Great stuff. Great command.
Renato Nunez will take a pitch away for a ball.
With a very small strike zone. You were right on about Tim Tibbetts. He's one of the more stringent as far as strike zone umpires I've seen that favors the hitter. For both guys.
Ooh. A little close there.
Well, Beckham never steals, so don't, please. I'm begging. Don't get picked off. Not down by 6 runs. But again, it also tells you the quickness.
Got the hand back.
That would be a long run back to the dugout.
They're actually looking at the video on this.
When you get picked off, now it's 6-0.
Well, of course, there's no challenge.
Probably, he played. He doesn't want to embarrass Tim Beckham. He'd take his chances with a 6-run lead.
Pierce over there.
It bang, but not enough to overturn it.
Pitch taken for a strike. Seen a lot of complaints this year about that middle reason on a review, not enough to overturn. Where some discussion about whether or not there should be just two choices, safe or out. The call was right or the call was wrong, and that would require a de novo review by the umpires in New York. Rather than looking at it and saying, all right, it's enough to overturn it, they would look at it anew and say, was the call right or wrong, period. I don't know. Another one of the rule matters to be discussed.
Yeah, you would think that's what that would be looked at. I mean, to determine that.
1-2 delivery on the way. Well, you got the trouble is the rule's clear and convincing. I mean, all of this is so clear and convincing evidence the call was wrong. So you may have a guy in New York, an umpire, looking at a review, and he looks and he goes, boy, that's close. If I was doing this on my own, I'd call the guy out, but the call was safe. There's no clear and convincing enough for me to overturn it, so I'll just leave it. I don't know. 2-ball, 2-strike count. That ball goes into left field. It'll be chased into the corner. Benintendi off the wall. Beckham will go to third. That's a Fenway single, but it's a good one. So Nunez 2 for 2 in the ball game, and the Orioles get runners at first and third. Nobody out.
Yeah, there's a little cutter I think that stays up, and boy, you just don't miss him. And maybe a splitter, whatever. It's hittable. Nunez, really good high ball hitter. It'll be interesting, as good as Eovaldi's been. Again, if you're going to use Eovaldi and even Eduardo Rodriguez out of the bullpen in the postseason, would Alex Coors bring him into the middle of an inning?
That's a tough.
Yeah, I think you would like to have him. I mean, if you got the choice, you want him to have a clean inning, but you won't have that choice in the playoffs, possibly.
That's a big question for the decision on who goes to the bullpen on any club. What are you going to do with inherited runners?
Yeah, and especially with Eduardo. I mean, he's got as good a stuff as pretty much a lot of lefties in baseball, but coming off a game down in New York where he wouldn't throw it over 7 walks.
Rodriguez ready to go in the bullpen.
About a 3 2/3 inning. So
Wilkerson grounded out first time up, looking for an RBI, and will take the pitch away for a ball. Infield is shifted. They're at double play depth, but because you got a runner at third base, Devers has had to stay over there close enough to the bag to keep Beckham somewhat within reach.
Yeah, they don't know enough about Steve Wilkerson. He's certainly down by 6 runs. If you play back, he'll bunt it.
Pitch on the way. Wilkerson will foul it off his foot, leg, ankle, heel, toe.
Cutter off his somewhere.
Use the NHL lower extremity.
Yep. Somewhere off the right leg. Achilles or shin. Oh, shin. Oh. Wow.
That one hurt. So Wilkerson will regroup. Given a chance by Tim Timmons, home plate umpire. Count at 1 2 strikes, nobody out. Orioles are down 6-0 in the ball game, and Baldy and the defense looking for a ground ball to get a double play. They'll let Beckham score from third if they can get 2. Nunez on at first base. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Back in Wilkerson with Joseph on deck. 1-2 delivery on the way.
Yeah, it's interesting with Christian Vasquez. He's small of stature, but he's been standing up on the other pitches, and I guess it's a lot of times you'll just give the target up. He almost stands up. And if you go back and look at the perfect game to Larson, it looks like Yogi Berra catches the last pitch of that game standing up, and of course Yogi was not a tall guy.
1-2 delivery on the way. It's going to bounce. Beckham's going to score. So the Orioles will get a break on that one, and Beckham is in, and the Orioles are on the board. That'll make it a 6-1 ball game.
Yeah,
that one got buried.
Yeah, a little splitter. So all of a sudden, Eovaldi, who's been so good, watch him just yank this one. I mean, it's what, about 58 feet, 60 feet 6 inches to the front edge of the plate, and it didn't get close.
Fourth wild pitch Eovaldi has thrown this season. Wilkerson getting out of the way. Vasquez had no chance to stop that one. Down to second base goes Nunez. So a 2-ball 2-strike count. And there's still nobody out. Now a full shift employed. 2-2 delivery on the way, and Eovaldi's all over the place all of a sudden. 3-2.
Oh, like I told you, his last couple of starts, he really hasn't, 6 innings, but the ones before that, a lot of pitches. Obviously didn't have the kind of stuff, but again, 86 pitches in 3 1/3 innings, 73 in 3 2/3, and then against the Yankees was very good.
Got a 3-2 count here. Orioles would love to get a free pass, another runner on. Out of the way.
I mean, perfect night to pitch in. You get an early lead. It's cool, but of course that's a little unusual because you've gone from summer to fallish in a hurry.
Directly.
Like in a day.
It was like 90 degrees here a few days ago.
And it's going to be warm by Wednesday. I mean, I guess that front's going to bring. It's going to bring rain tomorrow. It's going to bring warmer temperatures.
3-2, nobody out. Runner off second base. Nunez getting a pretty good secondary lead out there with a shift on. Bogart's the shortstop closest to him, but not moving in on him at the bag. And the full count delivery again, and the same result.
Yeah, I think if you're Nathan Eovaldi, you're going, okay, well, I have all the pitches, but the last thing I want to do once I get to 3-2 with a 6-1 lead is walk somebody.
And he's trying to get through an inning so he could be a winning pitcher.
Then you got your manager saying, well, I want to win too. And, we'll break the all-time record if we win tonight. So
third time in a full count. Baldy's delivery to him is the same darn thing.
Yeah, and then Steve Wilkerson kind of doing what the Red Sox do, fouling off the pitches.
Good job by Wilkerson here in this at bat after he had that hard foul ball off the shin. Hanging in.
Well, you're trying to prove yourself in the big leagues, make an impression. You didn't even feel it.
Well, froze tonight anyways. 3-2 delivery again, and this time it's going to be fouled off one more time.
That's kind of almost the same pitch he hit off his ankle. Little cutter down and in. And
oblique problems this year. Part of the reason he hasn't played a lot of baseball. Only 27 games at the AAA level this year. Eovaldi 3-2 again, and this time he got it.
Yep. It just gives up on it. I mean, you just don't see this pitches at the minor league level. Little cutter comes back. I mean, he's 93 miles per hour. Right there, you think is going to be off the plate, comes back. What the big league guys can do. It kind of gives you the idea of how good Eovaldi's been throughout the first 4 1/3 innings now.
He's got 8 strikeouts. Orioles with a runner at second, and now with 1 down, Caleb Joseph, who grounded out his first time up. Baldy's pitch to him will be up. Caleb now 5 for 10, 500 hitter against Eovaldi in his career with 1 home run.
Well, even the ground ball out was sharply hit, but right at Bogart's. Been a lot of balls hit hard tonight. Yeah.
Caleb will take the pitch. He got it down where he wanted it the first time at 97. Workman now up in the bullpen with Rodriguez.
Yeah, so Workman may be a guy they'll bring in this inning, and then he'll go to Rodriguez for a clean start in the 6th.
1 ball, 1 strike count, 1 down. Kinds of maneuvering with the postseason, the reason. And that one at 92 went a little bit higher again. Caleb up to get it on a 1 ball, 2 strike count. So Eovaldi working up in the zone on Caleb Joseph. See if he tries it one more time. Nunez off second. And then he drops one in.
Well, it's only the second curveball he's thrown, Gary. And it's not only does he throw it, it's perfect. I mean, you haven't seen this pitch. You're trying to make contact. Didn't go well. Why me?
Though he's tied his season high 9 strikeouts. He's 1 shy of his career high. And Cedric Mullins. Mullins has struck out and grounded out. Nunez still out there at second base. Devers taking away or trying to take away the bunt, moving in at third on him. Pierce does not do that at first. He stays back. 1-0 delivered. That'll be fouled off that way, first base side. (31 of the 37 starts for Cedric Mullins since joining the Orioles has been in the leadoff spot, so he's pretty much solidified. That's where he's going to be in the lineup, which is what the Orioles expected when he was called up. 1-1 delivery on the way. That's going to bounce. Runner will move up. Will cover the plate. Stop at third. Nunez.
Yeah, that'll probably be a wild pitch, but that's a ball that Vasquez usually keeps in front of him. It's just a splitter that goes down. We saw this in New York. I mean, you know, I'll take it back. I mean, now that I see where the target was, and I mean, he pulled it across the plate. Very difficult ball to knock down.
So Eovaldi with a long inning going. Beckham and Nunez had the singles. Wild pitch scored Beckham. Wild pitch moves Nunez over to third. There are 2 down, 2-1. Cedric Mullins tries to pick up an RBI. And a timeout asked for. Again, a long time for Eovaldi, who has worked quickly.
Yeah, a lot of strikes, though, 56 and 26 balls.
And that one, he at 94 gets him to go after.
Now, there's the cutter, Gary, and it just gives you, we've seen 99, 100, but it just gives you a little movement. It was the pitch total 83.
Nunez off third base and a 2-2 delivery on the way. And there it is. So he's tied his career high with 10 strikeouts. Orioles will get a run on a couple of hits. They leave one on. In the end, Eovaldi struck the side out.
Well, the Mookie Betts show rolls on. He ate for his last 11. Now he strikes out the first time. Dylan Bundy very good. And then the next time he hangs the slider, same pitch he swung through for the strikeout. That's home run number 32. And then you go away. Johnny Hart, right, he's hitting him pretty hard. And if you need a stolen base, Mookie can do it. What can he do? Gold Glove right fielder. Going to be the MVP in the American League. Be very surprised if it doesn't happen.
6-1 lead, and Sean Gilmartin to pitch.
Well, again, he's done a nice job. You know, he's not overpowering. You can see not a lot of strikeouts per inning, but he can pitch, you know, multiple innings, which he's done on occasion. You know, gets righties out. And not over 300. Gets lefties out. Veteran guy that has been around, and he's got 3 pitches: fastball, slider. Not a hard thrower, but a guy that, if he's on his game, can get righties and lefties out and be effective.
Gilmartin's delivery will be away for a ball. Brock Holt at the plate.
And he's going to find out right away on an 89-mile-per-hour fastball that a lot of times is a strike. That's not going to be the case tonight.
Holt has doubled, scored, has an RBI, and he's drawn a walk. And we'll take the pitch outside, bottom third, with Vasquez and Bradley due up for the Red Sox. A 2-0 count. Gilmartin's delivery that will catch the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, every umpire has a different strike zone. It would be interesting to really see if, you know, they all get grades. What kind of grade umpires get? I don't know. It has to be a certain percentage pitches you miss versus the ones you call strikes.
And got him on a swing on that one. 2-2. Gilmartin, game number 11. 2-2 delivery, and that's going to be outside. So Hart worked the inning, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Bundy, 4 runs, 5 hits over 3. Three ball, 2 strike count. Gilmartin gets the ground ball. He'll go over to cover first. Won't need to get there. Trey Mancini will take it himself. And 1 away. Now the Orioles made a roster change again today, figuring they were going to need some more help in that bullpen. So the left-hander John Means was called up today. He was not on the 40. So Austin Hayes was recalled and put on the 60-day DL to make room for Means.
Yeah, get some room by doing that. Left-handed finesse guy out of Kansas City. Have a chance to meet him before the game. So you got to be a Chief fan. So yeah, parents had season tickets. Used to go to see the Royals play.
He may start a game.
Yeah.
Here in this series. 0-1 count, 1 down. Christian Vasquez. Vasquez a base hit, RBI and a run scored. He's also popped out 1 for 2. Vasquez will take the delivery down low. One and 1 with 1 away. Back up and a souvenir for the folks. Big crowd on hand here tonight. A lot of tickets sold, of course. Final week of the season. Red Sox concluding their season here at home. Red Sox fans very early on, probably before the season even started, figuring might be some interesting games here at the end. So got tickets. Oh, look at it.
Yes. Just in case you're going to cover that outside corner. Leaning in. I don't want to go around the head though, so, but we don't see this very often. Guys getting brushed back. Chin music.
2 delivery on the way, and then a little off-speed delivery outside.
Well, Sean Gilmartin, I mean, he came through the Mets organization and the Braves organization. He started in the minor leagues, so He knows that you got to use both sides of the plate. Not going to throw the ball by people, so in and out, up and down.
3-2 delivery on the way.
Whoa.
Good coverage
There
on
you
that.
go. Well, I mean, that was like.
I'd been a wide receiver. I
Well,
could have had it right here.
It went over there. It went right here,
there.
and then it came back.
Now that's right straight back. Watch the tremendous moves here in the booth. Out of the way, baby. Out of the way. Two pros who know better than to try and catch her.
I'm telling you, I did it for Cosell. I saved his.
Yes.
I did not tonight. Gary, you're on your own, buddy.
I understand that.
But for Howard.
How?
I mean, it was a reflex, because if I really thought about it, why would I have done that? He was going to take it right in the chest.
Thought about it. I would have let it hit him. Okay.
Well, in retrospect.
Page 7. A 3-ball, 2-strike count. There's a 1 down here. And the delivery by Gilmartin goes to third on the big hop Nunez. His throws in time for the out. Now the Orioles invite all fans ages 21 and over to enjoy an Oktoberfest celebration. Orioles host the first Oktoberfest on Friday. Special ticket packages include an exclusive pregame party featuring a variety of Oktoberfest style beers, limited edition 22-ounce Oktoberfest ceramic beer stein, and the game ticket. Get yours at Orioles.com/Oktoberfest.
Yeah, when I did that, you remember the basket when in the old stadium in Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
We were doing a Monday night game, and the ball came back, and really, it was going to hit Howard in the chest. But the interesting thing is that his toupee was askew. It kind of tilted left.
So you caught the toupee and let the ball go.
No. I remember, we used to wear those old ABC blue jackets. We're in Atlanta. It's about 98 degrees for the humidity to match. And they're wool. And I'm looking at them, and it's starting to slide off.
Not the coat.
Not the coat, the toupee.
0-2 count here.
Don't have to worry about that with you. We could dodge
No.
anything.
I have nothing that will fall off the top of my head unless I have a hat on. And the pitch is taken up and away. 1-2. The second person who's raised the old Tiger Stadium question with me today. You ever do a ball game there? Yeah. About balls coming back. You literally were so close to the batter's box you could lean out of the booth and talk to the guys in a normal voice. So when balls came back, get out of the way. Wilkerson. Gilmartin comes on, and for the first time in the ball game, the Red Sox are retired in Detroit.
Trying to maybe a little audition for the postseason. Boy, did he audition well tonight. Throwing 100 miles per hour, great splitters. He'd strike out 10. You can name them in and out, up and down, splitters, fastballs. and even a curveball to Caleb Joseph. So again, there goes DJ Stewart. That pitch was at 100 up and in. And there's the curveball to Caleb. And then he ends right here with a cutter. So your Geico highlights 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. So Nathan Eovaldi, chance to win the game as he will lead with a 6-1 win. He was really good. Orioles do get the 1 run. And then again, the 10 strikeouts, no walks. So you go from a 5-game winner to a 12-game winner. Rado, only the sprained ankle this year. Otherwise, he had a really good year. Kept on probably even having more wins, low numbers across the board. Again, the only one thing, Gary, the walks in 18 pitches per inning.
And that one's going to be taken to right field. It will stay in. It's hit pretty hard. Betts is playing back deep. And Trey Mancini is retired and an out here in the 6th inning. On Saturday, as part of Fan Appreciation Weekend, when the Orioles take on the Astros, first 35,000 15 and over receive an Orioles puffy vest. Wish I had that tonight. This is the final Saturday of regular season, so don't miss out. Tickets available, low as $15. Get yours at Orioles.com. Don't forget the kids cheer free. Get in by a seat in the upper level. One adult. Bring 2 youngsters with you for free. Here's Jonathan Villar, strikeout victim twice. And Rodriguez delivery will be taken down low. Villar hitting at 264. Will be followed by Adam Jones here in the 6th inning. And he'll go off the end of the bat and foul that one away. Rodriguez getting a chance to see what it's like coming out of the pen. He's done it before, obviously not a lot. And the Red Sox just wanted to give him the experience of doing that. Maybe now, maybe another time during the week here with their final games. All of his appearances this year prior to the night had been starts. And foul tipped and held on to into the mitt.
Yeah, there's the changeup. And, he's got the cutter, the slider, fastball. He can get. Can't throw like Eovaldi. He can't get to 99 or 100. He can get it maybe occasionally 95, but pitches comfortably at 93 to 94.
And the 1-2 delivery on the way. Got up and a foul ball back. So Villar hangs in with a 1-ball 2-strike count. The Orioles here in the 6th, having picked up their 1 run in the 5th, and a couple of hits and a wild pitch actually is how the run scored. That's with the 2 RBIs. Holt, Vasquez, Benintendi, Bogarts all have RBIs. In the air to center field, hit pretty good. It's a meadowland out there. Roaming in it is Bradley, and he'll put it away. 2 down. Oriole fans, today after the Orioles score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with promo code Orioles5. Enjoy the quality pizza you've come to expect from your locally owned and operated Papa John's. 2 down, nobody on. Adam Jones, he's hit into a fielder's choice and he is flied out. Adam stands in with a 280 average on the year, the 15 homers, 60 RBIs. In the air to right center field. Bradley again will move over, and Rodriguez is going to get a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning with the Red Sox on. Let's take a look at east winds. For Zach Britton and the Yankees, he said, I'm sure we'll kind of see where we are, and I would definitely love to be back. I don't know where they are in terms of arbitration races and all that, but this would definitely be one of my top choices, talking about staying with New York. And from the Boston Globe, if the Yankees can negotiate a reasonable deal with the 31-year-old Andrew McCutchen, they'd like to see him return next season. So McCutchen may be back in New York after being acquired for the stretch run by the Yankees. All things to be determined later.
Well, Brett Gardner's contract, I think, over. They have like a $12.5 million option with a $2 million buyout. So
they'll do the
he's been a terrific player for him,
but
not having a typical year for him at age 35. So to be determined.
Yep. Sounds like that's the direction they are going to go in. Here is Mookie Betts, and the pitch will be taken outside. Gil Martin retired the side in order. Betts has a single, a home run, two runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. And Betts will take the pitch on the outside corner, and the count will go to 1-1.
And what a great note for the Red Sox. When you talk about always you want to have young players. You're going to have 500 players that have played in the 500 games played by players, what, 25 years and younger. It's an amazing number.
It's scary for the rest of the American League East that the Yankees and Red Sox are so loaded, not just for now, but for the future. Alex Cora's got a ball club. No reason to believe they won't be in it for the next 5-6 years. 2 ball, 1 strike, delivery on the way. And just missed inside. Gil Martin staring in on the call, 3-1. Mookie Betts going to win a batting title in all likelihood. He's moved ahead of his teammate JD Martinez. Betts hitting at 344. Martinez came in at 329. In the air to right. Stewart, second baseman.
Wow.
Look out. It is hauled in. Wilkerson going over at a very tough angle.
Well, yeah,
a triangle.
Yeah, Gary, he obviously has the better angle, and Trey Mancini, he's played a lot of first, but you got to get out of the way, even though, because I don't know if you're ever going to catch that ball as a first baseman. With this wind's gusting right now, certainly a better angle. And you got DJ Stewart coming in too, just in case. But you're right about the Bermuda Triangle. Right field is so vast here, and you have to play fairly deep, and usually you play off the line.
It's a long run.
Yeah.
On speed breaking ball for strike.
Let's see a famous place where Billy Martin and when he was managing the Yankees, and Reggie playing Jim Rice on the warning track in right field. Billy didn't think he went after a ball, and they had words and so on and so on and so on.
In the dugout.
But if you've ever played here, or if you ever watched where your right fielder is, you better play deep when Jim Rice was up on his way to Cooperstown. Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike count on Benintendi with 1 down. 2 hits for Benintendi and a walk. So 3 up, 3 on. A minor check swing. The ball rides in and actually hits the bat.
Well, the more you see of Sean Gilmartin, you realize that he's got he's got some experience. He's got 3 pitches. Again, not overpowering. He's going to top out probably what we saw him throw 90 last. But he's got a curveball. He's got a changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes from the left-hander, and went for the outside corner and just missed. So Gilmartin leaving up the count 2-2 on Benintendi with JD Martinez waiting on deck. Red Sox are also after their 50th win in the division. They are 49-21 against the East. And a swing and a miss. He is out of there. 2 down. Martin gets his first strikeout.
Yeah, breaking ball. Did he hit it? Nope. Yeah. I think like to get a little bit lower, but Benintendi, as we mentioned, he's only in like 235 in the month of September, so out hit early. They got home, I guess, at 4:15 after the celebration in New York when they knew they were going to win their division. They got to Cleveland at 4:15, so.
Not a lot of sleep lately.
No.
Here's JD Martinez. By the way, that Red Sox are not going to break the record for most wins by a team in the East against the East. That is owned by the Orioles. 1970, 61 wins.
Really?
Against the East.
How'd that ever happen?
Don't know, but it did. That's
Brooks,
awful.
Franks, Blair,
Hit.
Buford.
How about hitting, pitching, and defense? I think that all contributed to
I
that.
think so. Earl Weaver managing.
2-0 count with 2 down. JD Martinez, a walk and a couple of strikeouts, and he will chop that one foul outside of third base.
And of course, you had the little jockey driving him down the backstretch at Preakness to get the 108 wins that year. Earl Weaver.
It's the nicest thing you ever said about Earl Weaver right there. 2-1. JD Martinez from Gilmartin, and Gilmartin's delivery will be taken up high. Martinez not going to win the home run crown in all likelihood, as Chris Davis with a K has 45 rather. Martinez has got 41. Martinez should win the RBI title, though. He's got 124, only 119 for Davis. And outside walked him. The other thing that he is more than willing to do, despite all those big offensive numbers, he'll take a free pitch.
Well, that's also how you get good pitches to hit. So he strikes out his first 2 times on but Dylan Bundy, when he controlled the slider tonight, that's where he got the strikeouts. And he got 5 of them. He struck him out twice. Don't do that very often, but then he'll take the walk.
He's had 2 of those.
Yep.
So with 2 down, a runner on at first base, and Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts a base hit and RBI, and he is grounded out twice. He'll go down the right field side and foul. Oh, and 1 with 2 down. Red Sox 2 more games against the Orioles. They have a day off, and then they finish up against the Yankees. The weekend 3-game set. 0-1 count. Be interesting, those 2 teams playing one another in games that won't matter, knowing that there's a real good likelihood they will shortly be playing in games that will matter. Whether or not how the managers go through that weekend series. Who do you want the other team to see when it comes to pitching, knowing you may be playing them again next week in the playoffs? 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be in there for a strike.
Well, it's funny, you know what the Red Sox are going to do. You've seen each other usually 19 times anyway. They're just going to get ready to, when they start on October 5th to be ready for the postseason. And the Yankees are going, well, we still have to have a better record than Oakland because we don't want to go to Oakland. Now,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
What does Oakland want? That's the big question. Yeah.
That will miss down low. Oakland's going to be playing tonight. They're playing in Seattle, so a late start there.
But I also think that Alex Cora has been around long enough to know that there is still an integrity factor. So you're going to try to win the games. Of course, the Red Sox have, even their secondary players are awfully good. So it's not like they're not going to be competitive with the rest of the guy or 2.
2-2. That's going to be a base hit left center field. Martinez will make a turn to third. Played into second base on the base hit. Good play. Adam Jones coming over to get it in a hurry, and Bogaerts is on with his second hit.
Well, he almost ended up in center field, so he's used to playing there. I mean, he's way over. Again, this ball hit so hard, line drive. Really on one hop through the infield. There's Adam. So he'll get over there quickly and cut it off. So he's embracing left field at Fenway.
So first and third again.
Just think of the territory when you play at Fenway Park and you're a left fielder, when you go back and look at the history of the Red Sox, Ted Williams and Stremski and Rice, a lot of guys that have been really good left fielders.
Because Ted spent most of his time out there shadow swinging, but a swing and a miss.
And you know what? It worked.
It certainly did.
Maybe is that where Lou Piniella got it? Because Lou would always be working on his swing
in
right
left field.
In right field, yeah, when he played for the Yanks.
Yeah, Ted did that in left here. That ball up the middle into the shift, though. It'll be played over to first, and the out recorded by VR. So a couple left on base. Take a look at our Ram do-ups, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer, or log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram. Turn to Cal's team for concussion and orthopedic care together. Or you can schedule the appointment by calling 410-601-PLAY. And that's what it looks like for the Red Sox. 2 more here and then 4 against Houston to finish out the year. Go to the top half of the 7th inning. 6-10-0 for Boston, 1-4-1 for the Orioles. Joey Rickard is going to come on to hit. Rickard will be in for Stewart against the left-hander. Rodriguez delivers, and that will be away for a ball.
Well, Joey, when he gets to play, he's actually played well yesterday. You can see 3 hits. Of course, the infield hit, and then the double. He can run a little bit. He's a very good defender. I actually thought maybe you would see DJ Stewart get a chance to play against the lefty. Because you know what Rickard can do. But Buck saying, you know what? Maybe we're still in this game. He actually hit lefties better than righties down at AAA North.
Popped up first base. It'll be played by Steve Pierce for the out on Rickard. Regular season schedule. Oriole Park comes to an end on Sunday. The O's and the Astros. First 20,000 fans 15 and over receive an Orioles duffel bag. Part of Fan Appreciation Weekend. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours now at Orioles.com. She is shivering. 1 down here in the 7th inning. That'll bring up Tim Beckham, a base hit and a run scored. The only one came in a wild pitch. He's also been struck out in the ball game. Rodriguez working his 2nd inning. And the pitch is taken down low for a ball.
Eduardo goes, well, just throw some pop-ups and fly balls. 4 hitters, 3 fly balls and a pop-up. They just got to be happy he's throwing strikes. Well, last inning.
Good recovery.
Well, I talked to him on the field. I mean, they came in in May, and he says, I just got to get my pitch down. I said, well, how about strike 1? I'm sure that Dana Lanaje, who's pitching coach, is telling him the same thing. Same with Alex Cora and probably all the hitters behind him.
Big cut on that one. Kept it down and away. Good pitch.
Yeah, for Eduardo, after he leaves the Oriole organization in the Andrew Miller trade, it's just a a matter of keeping his health, and all kinds of knee problems, leg problems, arm problems have not been a problem. This year covered first base, sprained the ankle, missed some time. But having his best year, 12 wins and 4 losses.
And for that outside corner, again, got it right at the knees. Good pitch by Rodriguez, and the count will go to 2 balls, 2 strikes. In his major league career, he had only 1 relief appearance prior to tonight. Only 1. As in last year. Came out of the bullpen once. So that's why they really wanted to get him a couple times out of the pen this season. If the decision is he's going to be out there with or without Eovaldi, who started this ball game.
Yeah, and imagine, I guess, who they'll end up playing. You know, as far as, you know, the division series, they may not need 4 starters. You get into the championship series, 4 out of 7, you may.
Got him, and he didn't think so. Beckham was on his way to first.
Well, there's your first. Pitcher's pitch has been called all night long, and you know, and Buck's going to say the same thing. You know, you're down 6-1, but every other borderline pitch has gone for the hitter, and this one is definitely low. And that's why you get the reaction. Now, Tim, come on. I'm sure that's what they're saying.
Yep.
Really? That wasn't a strike. Nope. Never changes, does it? I mean,
Nope.
you can go back 100 years. See, the only difference between Buck and Earl Weaver is Earl wouldn't wear his glasses. So he didn't really know if it was a ball or a strike, but what he did know that his guy was coming back to, not to talk to him because we didn't talk to him, but coming back towards the dugout. He didn't like that. So that's what he would react to. How else you get thrown out over 100 times?
Work at it. Nunez 2 for 2 in the ball game, 2 singles.
One of those
There's only
acquired
4
skills
hits.
for Earl.
It is an acquired skill to be able to do that all those years successfully. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Nunez up to 255 on the year with the 2 hits in the ball game. 2 down, 7th inning. Rodriguez. This one in. It's 3 for 3. That'll be towards the gap. Betts will cut it off. Well, a good night. Nunez gets on again, and with 2 down, the Orioles have another runner. Take a look at our PNC Minor League Insights, brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
Well, out of Cuba, and I mean the centerpiece of the Manny Machado trade. You know, they think the ceiling, futures game, couple of home runs. You can see batting average. You can hit. And that's only in 97 games. I think the Dodgers $15 million signing bonus. So this is, you can see right there, number 44 overall prospect. But young.
Nunez getting his 14th multi-hit game of the season and his 4th 3-hit ball game. And the pitch is going to be taken outside. The Orioles now with 5 hits in the ball game, but as has happened more times than they would like, all 5 hits are singles. Steve Wilkerson. Wilkerson has grounded out, struck out. Orioles switch hitting second baseman in the ball game tonight. First time he's ever played here at Fenway. Again, the youngness of the team showing up. We got Stewart, who started, Mullins, who's in center, Wilkerson, who's playing at second base, none of whom have ever played in this ballpark before. As the Orioles continue to turn over a roster, more players used than any other year in franchise history, and more rookies making their major league debut. Foul back and out of play, and Wilkerson 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to keep the inning alive. Caleb Joseph waiting on deck. Rodriguez off that third base side of the slab. Runner off first, 1-2 delivery on the way, and a strike that was up and got it. So Rodriguez has got a couple of Ks. 7th inning stretch time here at Fenway. Red Sox on top 6-1. To see and do on the beaches and islands of Sarasota on Florida's Gulf Coast. Go beyond the stadium to the area's beaches, known as some of the best in the world. Plan your visit now at visitsarasota.com. Here at Fenway, 7th inning stretch time. Fans settling back in. 76 degrees in Sarasota, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to invoke that. I'm
Joey Rickard in right.
sending my body down to Sarasota right now.
Good idea.
Well, it's 55, but it seems with the wind much cooler.
We're back to wind chills.
Oh, how about it? Remember the wraparound series, marathon weekend?
Ooh.
You know, phone froze. The Sale Bundy game. Like 38 degrees or something.
So cold.
And they pitched well.
Right into the shift. And the out is recorded. Steve Pearce taken out by Wilkerson. On September 18, the Orioles wore specially designed jerseys, royal lettering, recognition, 40th anniversary of the National Federation of the Blind moving their national headquarters to Baltimore. You can go to Orioles.com/auctions to bid on these autographed and authenticated game-worn jerseys. All proceeds benefit the National Federation of the Blind. Bidding closes tomorrow at 10 p.m. Orioles.com/auctions. Ground ball hard. Nice play. Wilkerson backing up, got it side saddled and retires Holt.
Well, if you're going to play the infield, or I mean really anywhere, you got to have good feet. You have to have reaction. You got to read the ball off the bat. He does all of those things, and we've seen him do it repetitively. 102 miles per hour. Because we mentioned Brock, one of their hottest hitters. At one point tonight, he was 10 for his last 19. He hits a BB and he flags it down.
Good job, Steve Wilkerson. 2 plays here in the 7th inning. Here's Vasquez in the 2nd inning. An RBI base hit and a run scored. 1 for 3 in the ball game. Red Sox jumped out to the 4-0 lead on the 4-run 5-hit second. Now they're in a hurry to get home because it's cold and they got a big lead. On the play, VR gets it. 3 ground ball outs in a hurry. 7 complete here at Fenway. 6-1 Boston. Who has the name brand products you love at amazingly low prices? Who but WB Mason, the official office product supplier of the Baltimore Orioles. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on their most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Fenway Park in Boston for the first of 3. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. We go to the 8th inning. The Red Sox on top throughout, 6-1. And Joe Kelly to pitch.
Yeah, somewhat of an enigma because he's got as good a stuff as anybody in baseball. Again, you can see a lot of strikeouts, low averages, ERA a little bit higher. So again, if they're going to travel far in the postseason, you would think, be a big part of that. He's going to throw in the upper 90s. I mean, he may hit 100. 99, cutter, curveball. He's got them all.
And Kelly delivers, and that's going to go to right for a base hit. Caleb Joseph on with a single against him. So the Orioles have the leadoff man on here in the 8th inning. Enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. The Orioles will pick up yet another single. Extra base hit would come in handy right now. And that'll bring up Cedric Mullins. Orioles 6 singles in the game. Mullins has an 0 for 3. His delivery will be at 96 miles an hour and will miss down low. Devers will play in at third base. Again, protecting against the bunt, as virtually every third baseman does now against the Orioles when Mullins is up. And another one by Kelly that is going to tail away. So Mullins gets ahead on the count 2-0. For Kelly against the Orioles this season, he's 1-0. 8 games, 4 runs, 5 hits, 7 in the 3rd innings. Tries to move it back in a little bit and does enough to get the strike.
Well, we're here in the the 6th month of the baseball season. He's somehow, with this kind of stuff, has managed to have a ERA of over 8 runs a game in June, July, and now in September. And that's why he's an enigma.
Amazing.
Now he is a free agent, so grip pressure can change. Trying too hard. You never know what he's going to throw. Which, when he's throwing strikes and quality strikes, it makes him very difficult to hit. But I think if you're sitting on the bench, you're going, well, if you can throw 95 to 100 and you have movement and you can throw a sinking fastball, why do you have to keep throwing cutters and change-ups and whatever? So sometimes, in years past it's worked. This year, not so much yet. And then I guess the question, Gary, as you know, I mean, it's when you have the highest payroll in baseball and you have the best team in baseball, it's all about what you do in the postseason. So how do you use the guys that are on your roster?
Yeah, I mean, teams have only hit 233 against him. He hasn't walked a lot of batters. There's no big number that jumps out at you except the final result.
Well, yeah, and
that's the one you see.
267 runners in scoring positions. What's probably about 16 points higher than the league average. So that's not horrible. But when do you do it?
Yeah.
Do you walk guys? Do you walk the first guy? He's not a starting pitcher, which he has been in the past, and actually, before some shoulder problems, actually pitched well for the Red Sox. They got him from the Cardinals in the John Lackey trade.
Still more appearances than any other Red Sox pitcher, 71, and he walks Mullins. So the Orioles will get runners on at first and second base. 2 on, nobody out here in the 8th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
So Dana Lavangi will come out and a little confidence.
First walk the Orioles have picked up in the ball game. Rodriguez worked 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Eovaldi, the starter, gave up a run on 4 hits over 5. He had tied a career high with 10 Ks. Now the Orioles here in the 8th inning get 2 on, nobody out, and Trey Mancini. Mancini, a base hit. He has struck out, hit the ball hard last time up, and flied out to right field. Kelly with 2 on and nobody out. Over the top with a heater at 88.
Exactly a change-up.
Yeah.
88. But you can see the stuff is good. The movement's good. Maybe the execution, as far as the quality of the pitches, sometimes is lacking.
There's the 0-1 delivery on the way.
There's another one.
Same one.
So he's hard to guess with. He'll throw any pitch at any time. Doesn't matter if he's, tonight he's at 96. We've seen him at 98, 99.
Trey Mancini is 0 for 8 lifetime against Kelly. Joseph off second base, Mullins off first. Trey Mancini will step out. Trey at 242. on the year with a 1 for 3 that he has had in the ball game. Extended his hit streak to 4 games with that single his first time up. And a swing and a miss and a breaking ball away.
Yeah, and it's a good one. And they're going to cheer because the fans know how important Joe Kelly's going to be to their postseason aspirations. Take a look right there. And again, I mean, it's just dive bomb an 89-mile-per-hour slider.
Orioles have struck out 13 times in this ball game. Bullpen active. Runs here in the bullpen. 0 for 3 VR. He has struck out twice. He's flied out. Evers again in at third. The speed. That one's. Vasquez didn't think he caught that ball. He got the glove over there and it ended up in the webbing, and he started to turn back as though it had gone by him, but he had it. So he holds the runners. And a 1-0 count. Jonathan VR, better side here for him hitting, and the pitch will be taken up high. Joe Kelly has had a big windup in the 88-mile-an-hour pitch again. That's the one that's working for him. After Lavanje went out, he's throwing almost entirely the off-speed pitches. And a 2-ball 1-strike count with 1 away on VR. Infield, double play depth, swung around playing him to pull a bit, and went for the outside corner and missed it. So he falls behind here 3-1. Adam Jones waiting on deck. Runners off first and second. Long hold, 3-1 delivery on the way, and walked him, and they're loaded. Well, Kelly couldn't do much worse than he's doing right now. Loaded the bases up. His ball club's got a 6-1 lead, and he's going to the show.
Yeah, I mean, he forces the hand of his manager, Alex Cora. You're trying to win. You got 105. You want to get to 106 for the first time in your franchise, and he's not going to make it happen. So, hasta Vega.
Game set, and the Orioles will be announcing their pitcher later on in the ball game, but David Price is scheduled to go for Boston. Coverage on Masson will begin at 6:30 with those extra, presented by Ford. Game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson. So the Orioles have loaded them up.
Yeah, Ryan Brazier comes on late was signed in spring training and went to Pawtucket AAA and then came to the big leagues. Boy, has he pitched well for him. Hard thrower, fastball slider guy. Look at the numbers. Righties at 115, and then able to keep the ball in the ballpark. So the Red Sox, with a 5-run lead, hoping he can restore normalcy. The Orioles thinking Adam Jones, not a great series, other than a couple of RBIs in New York, trying to get hot.
0 for 3 in the ball game for Adam. Brazier's delivery on the way will be a 96-mile-an-hour fastball that'll catch the inside corner. Adam at 280, 15 homers, 60 RBIs right now. Brazier would like to get the ground ball for the double play or a strikeout. Got Joseph, the lead runner, Mullins, and over at first, VR. 0-1 delivery on the way. Heat up, pickoff move.
Wow.
Not in time. Pierce moving in behind the base runner at first base, Jonathan VR.
Well, they know, you know, and again, if you're the Red Sox, you know that VR can run, and you know he's aggressive, and no reason to get picked off. His spring training play right here, trying to get an out, pick up an out, with the bases loaded and only one of them. So.
One ball, one strikeout. We're in the 8th. Jones waiting on it. He can't catch up to at 97.
Well, he's got it. And
Brazier's worked against the Orioles in the 4 previous ball games. Orioles not been able to do much against him in those games, and as you would expect, comes away with strikeouts. Comes in these situations where you want Ks, and he generally gets them. 1 and 2. Runners on every base for the Orioles. Jones waiting on it. In the air, right side, and the souvenir. And Adam with a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
their Angels, Oakland, went to Japan with the Red Sox. And this guy's got an arm. Just trying to get him to get the ball down, maybe thinking that a lot of times you do that, it's going to be a breaking ball. But he came with a high heat.
Brazier's given up only 1 hit to the Orioles in 3 1/3 innings in those previous 4 games. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Adam goes to center. That'll get a run in. Bradley going back to get it. Scoring from third, Joseph. And moving up is Mullins over to third base. So the Orioles make it a 6-2 ball game. Adam Jones, sac fly, RBI.
Yeah, again, anytime you come in the 8th inning with 1 out, you're looking for outs with a 5-run lead. Now a 4-run lead, and that's what Brazier's able to get him. You know, just a little slider. Caleb singles and scores.
Adam gets his 61st run batted in. That'll be charged to Kelly. And we'll see what Corbin Joseph can do.
No, not a lot opportunities. Again, just a kind of a line drive hitter for Corbin. Brother
Joseph.
of Caleb, the younger brother.
Get a left-handed bat up against the right-hander. Joey Rickard had hit in the spot and popped out. Stewart started in the spot, was 0 for 2. And the pitch will be taken up and in at 97 again.
Brazier's finding out how small the strike zone is.
Run in, runners on at first and third. There are 2 down. Orioles make it a 6-2 ball game. Brazier, the 1-0 delivery to him, and that will be a strike on the inside corner. Pitch right there. You do not want to fall behind.
No. Well, of course, Corbin Double-A Bowie this year, up briefly with the Orioles early on back in June. 30 doubles, a couple of triples, hit over 300, 312.
Leading hitter for the Bay Sox. They got him at first. Boy, the Orioles have done this so often it defies belief, and too often it's been VR. Don't know where he thought he was going to go. So the Orioles have an inning going, and for the umpteenth time this year, a big out recorded on the base paths. Hold true moment.
Well, again, Donnie Hart looking for outs. They already got a run, and then you get the ground ball. You come home. Caleb Joseph goes the short way. Martinez running from second to third. So again, doesn't take very long. You can see less than a second able to turn the double play. They would score 2 runs, but it would keep the score at that point 6-0.
So a 6-2 ball game with the Red Sox on top as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. And the delivery is a swing and a miss. Trey Mancini has now moved to left field. Adam Jones has gone to right. And Corbin Joseph is playing first. In the air, left field, line drive. Mancini, welcome to the ball game in the outfield.
Exactly.
He's got it. Now let's take a look at this date in baseball in our Major League notebook. When the Orioles were winning in 1971, they clinched the East title. A 9-2 win over the Indians on this date. Mike Cuellar got his 20th win in that ball game. And in '97, the Orioles clinched the American League East, beating the Blue Jays 9-3. That was the year the Orioles went first place wire to wire. Championship day in 2 different years for the Orioles. Pennants. Here's Woogie Betts. MVP chant up. Home run, 2 RBIs, 32 on the year for him now in the home run department. Also a base hit. He's gone 2 for 4 in the ball game. 2 RBIs picked up in this one. He's got 13 against the Orioles this year, hitting over .360 against the Orioles and .344 his overall average. 1 down, nobody on. Delivery a strike. That's going to catch the outside corner.
Yeah, he went to arbitration this year, so we mentioned they have the highest payroll in baseball, somewhere around the $235 million range. That'll go up.
Good pitch. Gil Martin with a nice breaking ball. He saw a little movement on that one.
Well, he's got it. He's got that. He's got 3 pitches, and that's again coming through the minors as a starter, having some success.
1-2 delivery on the way, and then brushes him back a little bit, coming inside with a fastball.
Let's see if he throws him a changeup down and away. Well, 4 1/3 innings, his last start against or relief appearance against Toronto.
2-2, and he does go away, and a perfect delivery to get him.
Well, that's textbook from a lefty. You know, you kind of crowd a righty as good as Betts is. That's what you got to do, and then you just take a little bit off. Hard in, soft away.
Gil Martin has been a bullpen savior here in this ball game, with Bundy just going 3 and Hart going 1. He's come on and held the Red Sox down and recorded the outs. Here's Benintendi. Benintendi, a couple of base hits, a walk, and a strikeout in the ball game. He's now at 285 on the year. Benintendi with the 84 RBIs. Orioles in this ball game. Their chances to score few and far between. They're 0 for 4. Runners in scoring position, while the Red Sox are 4 for 10. Breaking ball outside. Did he go? No.
Well, Gil Martin, Sean is certainly, you know, if you say Bundy doesn't pitch again, he's somebody that could actually start over the weekend against Houston.
Yep.
Doesn't have to go more than 3, 4, 5 innings.
2-0 delivery. Benintendi rockets that one to center field. Mullins was deep and was right there to put it away. And a 1-2-3 inning. Retired 7 in a row for Gil Martin. You buy Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Security Plus Federal Credit Union. Buy with pride with Maryland flag design debit or credit cards exclusively from Security Plus. A 6-2 lead. The Red Sox are 3 outs away from winning the game that will set the new mark for wins in a year for the franchise.
No, Matt Barnes comes on, hard throwing righty, fastball, curveball. I mean, he can get it into the 95, 97 mile per hour range. Had some hip problems, so he missed some time. So he came back against Cleveland, scoreless 6th inning. Actually got the win, first appearance since the 3rd of September. So as you get into the postseason, you want him to be able to pitch because, as we showed you earlier, Joe Kelly showed us, he's been struggling.
Kelly worked a 1/3 of an inning, gave up a run and a hit, a couple of walks and a strikeout. Corbin Joseph was at the plate when the pickoff occurred. He's going to be at first base as Barnes could not pick that ball up with the glove.
Well, the pickup didn't occur right there.
No.
So we had a pickoff, now a lack of a pickup. It's not an easy play because you're a tall guy, but if you catch it, which that's why they give you the glove, you grab it. And he's going to touch first base himself. Except kind of got a little ahead of himself.
So the Orioles get the leadoff man on here in the top of the 9th inning, and there will be an error charged on the pitcher. First error charged against the Red Sox.
Well, I mean, I'm looking out in the bullpen, and boy, Jackets are coming off again. And, you know, again, it's only a 4-run lead, and this is Fenway Park. And
Beckham will take the pitch down low.
And then you
stopped.
have, and then if you're Alex Cora, you got a guy that really hasn't been pitching much because of the hip injury, and you get your closer up.
Because it is a save situation. It wasn't, but it is. For Barnes against the Orioles, this is game number 8. He's given up 2 runs, 4 hits, 7 innings worked this year against the Orioles. 1-0 count on Tim Beckham. Beckham has scored one of the Orioles 2 runs. That's there for a strike. He got a base hit in the 5th inning, leading it off, but scoring a wild pitch. He has also struck out twice in the ball game. 35,619 the announced attendance. At least half or more have left. 35,619. And throw over to get him back.
Yeah. He already picked off Villar. He's gone. Wow.
Beckham has gone 0 for 5 against Barnes. Ground ball. Taylor made 1. Good stretch for 2.
Yeah, Joseph gets down there as quickly as he can, and of course, yeah, Brock Holt, we said he can play everywhere. I mean, it's pretty routine if you catch it, and then once you catch it, Devers over at third, Hopper, catch it, tag it. I thought he tagged it with his right foot, but he got it with his left foot, so it makes the throw a little bit awkward, but it does allow him to get out of Corbin Joseph, who's hustling down to try to break it up.
9th inning, 2 down, nobody on. Well, Barnes trying to wrap it up and give the Red Sox their franchise all-time season record 106th win. Breaking ball is going to go all the way to the backstop. Our 4th drive of the game.
Well, Renato, he's had a nice series. In fact, this road trip's been good. So 3 hits tonight. Every time he got a good pitch to hit, inside swing. He doesn't miss a whole lot of fastballs. So again, we've seen him get better defensively in a short stretch in the big leagues, and now with the bat.
Heard your local Ford dealers. Great savings, cars, trucks, and SUVs. All 4 3-hit ball games he's had this year have come with the Orioles.
Well, this is a guy that, again, you know, you're hoping he's not going to be a 4A player, because last year, you know, he can hit a AAA. Hit 32 home runs last year. So helped himself in a lot of areas, and you would imagine probably get a steady diet of breaking balls.
Wind really whipping out the left field now. Pitches swung on and missed on the heater.
Well, that's why Barnes, he's got a curveball that is really good, and then he can still get, as you saw right there, 97 miles per hour. Integral part of this bullpen. Important that he gets healthy.
Evaldi will get the win. He'll be 6 and 7. Bundy will take the loss, 8 and 16 on the year. The Orioles, the 111th loss. Ground ball will go to second. Holt's got it. Over to first. Ball game is over. And the fans let out a roar here, and they know Ball Club has just set a new franchise mark with the 106th win, and Cora continues to close in on the winningest rookie manager ever. He's a couple of games shy of that mark, but one closer with this one. 6-10-0 for the Red Sox, 2-7-1 for the Orioles. Red Sox have guaranteed themselves home field advantage for all of the playoffs.